Hello, and welcome to your Florida Super Saturday. Your hosts today are your state vice presidents, Daniel and Rebecca Gonzalez. Please welcome our president of Network Division, Mr. Don Thompson himself, to introduce our March Madness incentives.
Well, Legal Shield, it is March the 1st, and when so many people think of March, they think of spring, new beginnings, growth, and that's what the month of March means in Legal Shield also, growth. We're about to make some game-changing announcements that are going to help you grow your business in the month of March. Now, our theme in March is March Madness. Now, when you think of March Madness, I know we think of, NCAA basketball and March Madness, but we have a little bit different meaning with March Madness because MAD stands for making a difference. We have our MAD streak where we recognize associates when they enroll new members, sponsor new associates, and we recognize them for keeping their MAD streak. And that's what March Madness is all about. It's about empowering people all across North America with our services and about sharing this opportunity. Now, as part of March Madness, we're going to have a little bit of fun with this month, and we're going to have a team competition. We told you last month, make sure you're a senior director or above in the month of March. And so congratulations to all of you that qualified for senior director, executive director, and beyond, and you're qualified right now because we're going to give you the opportunity to form a team. And this team can be you as the captain, plus 9 other members of your organization. And so we want every senior director and above to form your team. You received an email today that gives you instructions on exactly how to form your team, how to submit your team to us. It has to be to us by the end of the day on March the 3rd. And you and your team will compete with all of the other teams across North America for some amazing prizes. As a matter of fact, the top 10 teams are going to take home some huge bonuses. So make sure that you and your team get together, you set your goals to be in that top 10, and even go for those top 2 or 3 positions because there's some big money for you and your team to be part of March Madness. Your premium's going to count. Your new associates are going to count. It's going to be all about what you and your team do in the month of March. So for those of you that are senior director and above, choose your team wisely because you're going to want team members that are willing to play and ready to play in the month of March. And for those of you that aren't senior directors yet, you might want to raise your hand to your team and say, hey, I want to play. I'm going to go out and I'm going to do a lot this month in March. Make sure you include me. So we want to get that started today with March Madness. So we're super excited about March Madness and we're launching that today. Check your email if you're a senior director or above. But hey, we're not stopping there because we said we had a game-changing announcement and we meant it. We have never done this in the history of Legal Shield. Think about that. In our 49-year history, this is the first time. And we really thought deeply about this because we want to grow right now. As a matter of fact, our theme in 2021 is our time is now. Now, when we say our time is now, we're referring to the services because right now is our time to share this incredible legal plan, our ID Shield with our identity theft protection and privacy and reputation management, our small business products. Our company is poised right now for massive growth because our products are needed across North America now more than ever. And that's why our time is now. Our time is also now because we're getting poised for our 2021 International Convention in just 7 short weeks. So truly right now in the month of March, our time really is now to build massive momentum into the International Convention. But our time is also now to share this incredible opportunity. The government's talked a lot about stimulus packages over the last few months, and so many people are waiting on that stimulus to make ends meet. But hey, let's face it, when that stimulus money is gone, when the rent is paid or the groceries are purchased, those families are still going to be in need of an opportunity. They're in need of an opportunity right now. If 2020 taught us anything, it's that people that thought they had security in their jobs found out that maybe it wasn't quite as secure as they thought. People that thought they had a small business that was giving them that security maybe also needed a plan B. Our time is now to share this incredible opportunity with every single person in North America. We have the best opportunity to help these families not only protect and empower their family with the services, but also to transform their lives with this business opportunity. And that's what the month of March is all about. When you go to your personal marketing website, you see a link on there, a button that says Business Builder. And this is a button that we put there so that you could easily click that one button when you're signing up a new associate, and they could get the associate agreement for $99, the first month of their legal plan for $24.95, the first month of ID Shield Family for $29.95, the first month of their home business supplement for $12.95, and the first month of their Legal Shield Advantage for $19.95. Now, we already have a great special on the website, because when you enroll through the Business Builder, the first month of Legal Shield Advantage is free. It's no additional cost. So the entire Business Builder bundle is only $166.85, which is absolutely incredible. Except we want to do better in the month of March. We want the month of March to be the biggest recruiting month that we've ever had in the history of Legal Shield, because we know that people across North America need this opportunity right now. So when you go to your We Are Legal Shield personal marketing website, you're going to see that when you click that Business Builder button, it's no longer $166.85 for that first month. No. Right now in the month of March, your new associate can get started for everything for only $99. That includes their associate agreement. That includes the first month of their legal plan. That includes the first month of ID Shield Family. That includes the first month of home business supplement. That includes the first month of Legal Shield Advantage. That includes everything that Business Builder bundle normally has in it, but for only $99 for that first month. I mean, this is incredible. We've never done this before. We may never do it again, but we know right now, in March of 2021, people across North America need the opportunity more than ever, and we're going to deliver our own stimulus package to these families all across North America. So get out a pen and paper right now, get out your digital device, make your list, start talking to people today. All of the people that you have in your Prospect by Legal Shield that you've been talking to, your new associates, help them make a brand new list. I mean, the clock is ticking. March has 31 days. The first day is already half over. We want to make sure that everybody gets out there this month and helps their team recruit and sponsor new associates, but then most importantly, not just sponsor that new associate in the business, but then truly help that new associate fast start qualify. Help that new associate go to manager and senior manager. Help that associate truly launch their Legal Shield business and generate that additional income that every family in North America needs. You're looking for people that are hungry, that are coachable, and they're teachable. They've got a burning spirit inside that they know that life has something better for them, and Legal Shield's going to help them fulfill that vision with our amazing business opportunity vehicle. So let's get out there right now. Let's talk to every family that we can. Let's talk to more people this month than we ever have in the history of this company. And let's truly show the world that our time is now.
Hello, Legal Shield family, Florida. How are you all doing this incredible morning? It's just going to be an outstanding day. I'm so excited. I barely got any sleep last night waiting for the day because I knew what was coming. But hey, we're going to kick this off with some recognition, right? And what I really want to point out here, folks, is look, we're going to recognize a lot of people that are having some great success here in Florida. So I just want to say, if you see maybe one of your associates that are on your team, go by the scroll, put their name in the chat. Let's celebrate them. If you see a friend of yours, an associate, maybe not on your team, but maybe they're just a friend, an acquaintance, someone you've met in the past, maybe someone you've been watching, or maybe someone you've been helping, right? Let's celebrate each other, guys. It's so important that we celebrate each other here because that's just our culture. That's what families do. We get happy for each other. Unlike corporate America, right, where someone else is having success, some might get jealous and some might say some bad things about that individual. But here we have a beautiful family culture. So let's celebrate even the small wins, guys. And that's what it's all about because we all love to be celebrated. So let's kick this recognition off here with our first segment. We want to congratulate all of the Performance Club qualifiers for the month. Guys, these are individuals that went out and they got it done, right? Sold a couple of memberships, recruited a couple of associates, either part-time, full-time. You guys know how to do it, right? Either $100 in premium or $200 in premium, or it comes down a little bit if you have some recruits. But daily, simple activity will get your results, and Performance Club is the proof. We got extra bonuses, extra incentives, guys. All this extra money on the table for you to take advantage of. My mentor taught me a long time ago, look, if there was a $50 bill on the table and a $100 bill on the table, which would you take? And I thought it was a smarty pants when I told him, look, I'll take the $100 bill. I thought that was a great answer because it's the bigger bill. And he said to me, you know what? You should have taken both. You don't want to leave any money on the table. And that was the moral of that story. And that's the moral of Performance Club. So I'm so excited, guys. Let's celebrate this month's Performance Club qualifiers. Going out and getting it done. So excited to see so many names on there of individuals here in Florida that are going out and getting it done day in and day out. So next we got an incredible group of individuals that I definitely want to take a second to, not only to celebrate but to welcome, right? Now we normally don't put a scroll here to see the names, but I said, you know what? I think we need to celebrate these individuals. These are all brand new associates that joined Legal Shield in the past 30 days, that made that decision to join us on our quest to go out and protect and empower individuals, make a decision to build a business that can set you financially free, a home where you have family and friends that are here not only to help you grow your business, but to support you in every way that we can, right? So let's go out and celebrate all of our brand new associates here in the state of Florida with Legal Shield. Outstanding. Welcome. The family is growing bigger, better, and faster every day. So, the next individuals that we want to celebrate is an incredible group of individuals that got started and then made the decision to take it to the next level, right? They went out, they got their very first promotion. These individuals were promoted to the senior associate position in the past 30 days. They decided to take the fast start trainings, get mentored, lock arms with their sponsors and their uplines. They were coachable. Went out, did the activity, they got some paychecks, but more importantly, they got their first promotion. So congratulations to all of this month's brand new senior associates. So exciting, guys, to see so many names scrolling on that. So next up, managers. We want to celebrate this month's brand new managers. Now, these individuals went out and showed 3 other people how to have that same success, getting that first promotion, right? They're growing as leaders. They're building an organization. They're fast forwarding into success. So, I mean, guys, this is our core rank as manager. And so it's just an exciting position to hit. I mean, in my humble opinion, and in the opinion of many others, it's one of the most important positions that you could hit in your first 45 days. And if you get that done, there's also a nice bonus in it for you, right? So 450 reasons if you haven't hit that manager position yet and you're still in your first 45-day window, $450 bonus that's waiting for you on the other side of that promotion, folks. But look, let's take a second. Let's celebrate Florida's brand new managers in the past 30 days. Congratulations for getting it done. Ooh, those are the money-making managers. Congratulations to you folks. But look, there's more, right? There's more levels, right? We like to laser focus on getting you that promotion your first 45 days. And look, you don't got to take that long, right? You can do it in a week. You can do it in 2 weeks. But look, there's more. That's just your first laser focus step that you want to get to as that manager, because there's higher levels with higher pay. And we just love to celebrate the success, the levels, and the income, right? So without any further ado, I would like to introduce the next level that we're going to recognize. Our senior managers went out, got it done, broke a new level this month. So excited, guys. Keep going. These are our senior managers. Let's celebrate, Florida. Absolutely fantastic, folks. I love it. I love seeing this. I love seeing so much success. I love seeing people move up, building belief in the mission, that we have in front of us here, folks. And that's what our next level is all about, is our new directors. These individuals have been with the business long enough. They've built a team. They've grown, right? They've grown since they got started with Legal Shield. Not just their business, but I guarantee they've been to some events just like this. They've learned from their sponsors, their mentors, and they have grown as individuals, right? So it's just awesome to see that. I mean, I got started with Legal Shield for growth. I'm still the same height, but just kidding. I mean, I am still the same height, but that's besides the point, right? We all grow every day. I love Mr. Darnell Self. If you ever watch anything that Mr. Darnell Self does live, he's got an amazing poster that sits behind him that says, "Get 1% better every day." And that's what these folks are doing. They're getting better and better. They're growing their teams. They're pouring in. They're doing presentations. They're building that amazing belief in the company and advancing the mission forward every single day. So I'm incredibly proud of our brand new directors, folks. Now look, when you at the director position, not only is it exciting because you're doing the right things to grow your business because you're moving up, but look, if you protect a family at this director position, that's a with our combo plan, our combo legal and family plan, that's a $209 commission that you get. You tack on that home business supplement, it's a little bit more, but let's just stick with that $209 paycheck. Look, if you did that once a day, that's a $1,000 week. That's a $4,000 month. That's a $50,000 year. So we have predictable income as a director, folks. It's just an amazing position to strive for, and I couldn't be prouder of those individuals that broke that level this month. So without any further ado, Legal Shield, I present to you Florida's newest directors. All right, which leads us to our next recognition level. We have an individual who hit senior director for the first time this month. So excited to take a minute to celebrate him because you've seen him. If you've been watching these shows and events, you have seen him hit the top recruiter of the month. You've seen him moving up that compensation plan. So I'm just extraordinarily excited because I'm watching this individual grow. Like, I'm not watching him, but I'm seeing his numbers. I'm seeing month after month, week after week on our Florida Live weekly statewide broadcast. We're celebrating this individual. So I'm so excited to see all these brand new names having so much success so fast in the world of Legal Shield. So without any further ado, I would like to congratulate Mr. Nick Bartola for achieving that senior director position for the first time this month. Just amazing, just amazing, just amazing. And that's what I love, right? Leaders inspire leaders, leader inspire growth. And celebrating, it creates a joyful environment, and I love that. So next, folks, I want to congratulate all of this month's senior directors and executive directors. These are individuals that are blazing the trail, leading by example, doing the do every day, pushing individuals to be the best version of themselves, giving them hope and showing them the way, right? So without any further ado, I want to say congratulations to Florida's senior directors and executive directors. These are your leaders. Let's celebrate them, Florida. All right, that's just awesome, right? Amazing. And last but certainly not least, I personally want to extend a thank you to our Florida leadership team, right? Our regional directors and our field leaders, day in, day out, right? They're helping Florida grow. And I'm just excited to have such an awesome team. Couldn't do without you. Just want to say thank you to every one of you. You know who you are, helping to make Florida the #1 state. Which, by the way, guys, this is an interesting weekend for Florida, right? Just a couple of things here. Florida currently, today, right now, there's a 3-way tie for first place between Florida, California, and Texas for the highest recruiting states. So, hey, this is our weekend, and we're going to show you and teach you some things today to help you explode out of the weekend. And when you see everything, I'm talking, we got some amazing trainers, a phenomenal lineup, guys. When you see what you're about to see today, might have to put out a fire. Make sure there's a fire extinguisher close to you. Turn on your shower, right? Because it's going to be hot. That's all I'm saying, guys. I'm super excited for you because I know it's coming. I know what's coming. So let's move on with this, all right? So we got a special, I don't want to say guest speaker because this is a video that was sent to us over from our North Florida provider law firm, DSK Law. Super important, folks, that you get to see who's representing our membership here to the members in Florida, okay? And Mr. Dan Mantzaris, one of the main partners at that law firm, has a special message for Florida after this short video that they put together, just so you can see the caliber of the law firm, but also you could hear from the individual that's making it happen on the membership side. So without any further ado, this is DSK Law and Mr. Dan Mantzaris.
I'm Dan Mantzaris. Bovian, Knight, Simmons, Mantzaris & Neal is the provider law firm for Legal Shield for North and Central Florida. Bovian, Knight, Simmons, Mantzaris & Neal is a general practice law firm and has been practicing from our main office in Orlando since 1976, serving clients throughout the state of Florida. We have over 50 attorneys with experience in a broad variety of fields of law. In addition, we have a network of referral attorneys that we can reach out to for assistance across the state when needed. And when exactly can you call? We want you to call us as often as you need legal assistance. Think of us as both a lawyer and your trusted friend, because that is who we are. We are here for you, and every time you call, we are prepared to deliver quality legal advice with the highest level of customer service possible. We want you to feel good every day knowing our law firm is dedicated to assisting you make better legal decisions with the peace of mind that you have ready access to legal advice. We look forward to serving you. We also want to know what you think about the services we deliver. If you ever have questions or concerns, please contact Legal Shield Home Office or us about the services you receive. We're very proud to be Legal Shield's provider firm for North and Central Florida. Thank you for the opportunity to serve your legal needs.
Hello, again, this is Dan Mantzaris with the law firm of DeBovian, Simmons, Knight, Mantzaris & Neal, the North Florida provider firm for Legal Shield. You can call us DSK Law. I want to show you that video that just played because it speaks to what we really do as a provider attorney and what we're really here for. We're here for our Legal Shield members. We're here to reach out to them so that they can reach out to us and we can help them with their legal issues. And we truly are their trusted friend as well as their legal advisors. So today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about our firm, what we do, what we see in the legal community, and maybe just explain to you some of the success that we've had. Our firm was founded in 1976. In 1996, we had the incredible opportunity to be selected as the North Florida provider for Legal Shield. At that time, we had 5,600 Legal Shield members in our area. As many of you know, Florida is the only state in the country that has 2 provider attorneys, and we work very well with the Glantz Law Firm, which is the South Florida firm. Our firm is AV rated by the Martindale Hubbell. We have offices in Orlando, Tallahassee, Tampa, and Melbourne. We are a true general practice firm, which is extremely important to realize because we handle a lot of different and diverse issues for Legal Shield members. So having a background as a general practice firm gives us the ability to essentially handle any issue that might be thrown at us. We are the 9th largest law firm in Central Florida, as surveyed by the Orlando Business Journal. We have about 58 attorneys right now with decades of legal experience and who are uniquely qualified to provide legal services in multiple areas of the law. So we're very, very proud of our law firm. I also want to talk to you today a little bit about access to civil justice. As many of you know, there is a problem in our country with regard to the upper, lower, and even the upper middle and the middle class having access to civil justice. Back in 1919, a graduate from Harvard Law School, a gentleman by the name Reginald Smith, who was essentially basically known as the founder of legal aid societies in our country, he issued a quote with regard to universal access to justice. And his position was that without universal access to justice, there's a significant problem in our country. And this goes back over 100 years now that we're talking about. So let me tell you what Mr. Smith said. He said that class hostilities would diminish, the turbulent marketplace would return to stability, and the poor's disposition toward righteous conflict would be diverted. Society would be cleansed of its anarchistic elements, and the confidence of poor people and lawyers in the legal system would be reestablished. And his point was that if everybody had access to civil justice, that's how our country and our society would look. Today, those words couldn't ring any truer. As everybody knows, access to civil justice is a problem in our country, and it's led to some very, very horrific situations that our country really needs to work on. And it all starts from the basis of having this access to justice. One of the reasons why people don't have access to justice is because the traditional practice of law has essentially failed our country. The traditional practice of law remains ill-equipped to handle most people's legal needs. It's very often when people need legal services the most is when they can least afford them. The Florida Bar did a study in 2018 where they surveyed a bunch of attorneys, and they essentially found out that almost 50% of the attorneys surveyed charged on a regular basis over $300 an hour for their clients. If you add in the portion of those attorneys that charge over $250 an hour, that percentage number jumps up to about 70%. In other words, 70% of the legal community out there and those attorneys surveyed charge over $250 an hour for their legal services. Not surprisingly, very, very few people can afford to pay those kind of fees on a regular basis. That's the problem with the traditional practice of law. The cost of legal services, the ability to find and hire an attorney and trust an attorney to be that trusted friend, the customer service that traditional practice of law does not have. That's the problem with the traditional practice of law and why it is failing our country and in North America. But it's changing. The delivery of legal services in our country is now changing. Consumers are demanding better, more cost-effective legal services than the traditional practice of law can provide. Clients refuse to pay the high hourly rates. That's kind of yesterday's practice of law. And this was noted by Georgetown in 2018 in a report that they submitted where they said the market for law firm services is being transformed by clients, by law firms that get it, and by alternative service providers. And that pace of change in this transformative process is accelerating. They specifically pointed out alternative service providers. In other words, a change agent out there to change from what the traditional practice of law has failed to do and what the future will be with regard to the delivery of legal services. And everybody on this call and everybody listening to this should know what that change agent is. And if you don't, I'll tell you what it is. It's Legal Shield. Legal Shield has been that transformative entity that is changing how the delivery of legal services happen in our country and North America. The ability to reach out to an attorney and have any legal issue discussed and get advice on any legal issue is incredibly valuable and is only being provided at the level that it's being provided by Legal Shield. And that's why we're so proud to be part of what we do. And that's why you should be proud to be part of what you are doing as a Legal Shield sales associate. So let me tell you about our Legal Shield division. We have 29 attorneys that are dedicated to working for our over 60,000 Legal Shield members. Just for a little scope and understanding of where we are, as I mentioned earlier, we started out in 1996 with 5,600 members. Our membership base has grown tenfold in that time period. That shows you the need for legal services, the need for an alternative service provider like Legal Shield, and frankly, the product and the value of the Legal Shield plans that are being delivered on a daily basis. Our 29 attorneys average over 23 years legal experience working for Legal Shield members. None of them, they've never had a formal disciplinary action related to the practice of law. That's important because when you're talking about other providers of legal services, insurance plans, or other attorneys that work in the state of Florida, they can have a formal disciplinary process or have got a formal disciplinary complaint against them, had their license suspended, been on probation. They can have all those, and they can still work for clients, but they can't work for Legal Shield members because Legal Shield has raised the bar when it comes to that restriction and requirement for attorneys. And all the provider attorneys in our network are professionals that have the same requirement for their attorneys and not have that disciplinary action. We also have 30 additional non-attorney staff members that work with our Legal Shield members on a daily basis. So let me tell you what we've done in 2020 so you can get a feel of the scope of how we work and the services that we provided. In 2020, we handled over 85,000 requests for service from individuals, families, and small businesses. Since 1996, again, when we started as Legal Shield and with Legal Shield, we've handled over 1.3 million requests for service. We've written about 19,000 letters over the last year. We reviewed about 40,000 sets of documents, handled 5,000 traffic matters for our Legal Shield members. We collected or saved over $670,000 simply by writing letters and making phone calls on behalf of Legal Shield members. And we've also prepared about 2,600 wills. That shows you the scope of what we're doing on a daily basis for our Legal Shield members. That gives you an idea of how valuable this plan is and how much it's being used. I want to just focus a little bit on what those numbers really mean on a daily basis by telling you a quick story. So we had a member that called us because she had bought a car from a dealership. And when she bought the car, it entitled her to free oil changes. Well, she brought her vehicle back for her first oil change. And when she brought it back, a salesman convinced her that maybe she needed to upgrade her car. So he said, well, we'll let you take this car home for a couple of days and you can decide whether you want to take it or buy it. So when she took it home, she decided she didn't want it. It didn't have the same bells and whistles like the original car that she bought. So she brought it back to the dealership. And when she got back to the dealership, she found out two things. Number one, not surprisingly at this point, the deal had been done according to the dealership, that she had bought the second car and she couldn't get out of the deal. The second disturbing piece, she found out, well, that salesman was no longer with the company and he'd left the company. So the dealership tried to work with her, at least in their mind, tried to work with her. And they gave her a third car. And they told her, take this car home and you can buy this car. She was frustrated. She signed some documents and she took it home. Well, when she finally got home, she gave us a call for the first time and talked to one of the attorneys in our office. We wrote a letter to the dealership. We explained about the borderline fraudulent activities that they'd done, that our client, our member, did not want that car, wanted her original car back. And even though we were told that car was not available, the dealership still persisted in trying to push her to buy the new car. We pushed back, and then ultimately the dealership provided our client with a check for $20,345, the amount of the value of the first car that she bought. Well, she took that money and went to another dealership, not surprisingly, and bought herself a car that she's happy with now. That shows you the power of the Legal Shield plan, the ability to pick up the phone, call an attorney, explain your situation, get a letter written, and get a result like that. That's what we do on a daily basis, and that's what we've done literally tens of thousands of times since we've been a Legal Shield provider. So you can see, again, the value of the plan. You can see what is happening in the legal services market and in the legal industry today. You can see the need for people to have access to justice so that they can at least understand their issues and they can buy peace of mind. We're here to provide that service. We're very proud to be part of Legal Shield. We're very proud to be a provider attorney for North Florida. We're very proud that last year, over 85,000 times we helped people. We are truly the trusted friend for our members. and we want them to continue to work with us. And we ask that they continue to call us. But before I sign off, and I want to thank you for the time I've spent with you today, and I've enjoyed it, I want to thank each and every one of you for what you do. We realize more than you could ever imagine that we do not get the opportunity to do what we do. We do not get the opportunity to help people. We do not get the opportunity to be part of this transformative process in our country without individuals like you who are out there spreading the word and talking to individuals and families and businesses so that they can sign up for Legal Shield plans. Because if they do not have a plan, then the reality is they do not call us. And if they do not call us, not only do they not get excellent legal services, but we do not receive the opportunity to help them, which is extremely gratifying to us as a law firm. Thank you very much, and we hope to see you soon.
Just amazing, folks. The kind of representation that our members get. I hope that there were some good nuggets in there for you guys to take away from everything that the law firm does on a daily basis. I mean, great story about the dealership, young lady. $20,000 check ain't too shabby using your $24.95 legal plan, right? So it's just amazing what we do, and hearing those stories just reaffirms the feeling that I have, right? Just helps solidify every day. Every time I hear one of those member stories that we've reached out and we've helped someone, because that's what we do, right? The income, the money that comes is a byproduct of helping the people, and that's why Legal Shield is so successful. So, guys, I'm super excited. I'm just going to say this now. If you don't see your team on here, if you don't see your workout partner, your brand new associate, your upline, your sponsor, your ED, get them on. It doesn't matter if they're in Florida for this training. I'm telling you right now, you're about to witness one of the most powerful trainings that you're ever going to see on how to properly onboard a brand new associate. I'm just saying, get everyone you know on right now because they don't want to miss this next segment, folks. I'm telling you, we're going to transition into some training right now, and we're going to start off with associate onboarding. I'm just going to tell you that the panel that we put together for you folks are absolutely amazing leaders, headed up by Mr. Jeffrey Lewis, Bronze Executive Director, Regional Director out of South Florida, accompanied with Miss Elsie Mendez, a Bronze Executive in South Florida, and with the powerhouse Miss Alycia Dukes, another Bronze Executive, $50,000 income earner, and just a wonderful person out of North Florida. And let me tell you guys, they are going to bring the fire. I know that they're super excited to be with you today, guys. So let's give them their energy. Let's give them your attention. Take out those notepads because this is going to be fire. Let's go.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez, thank you for that introduction. And I'm excited about what's about to happen right now because I have the honor in National Women's Month to present to you two powerhouse individuals in the state of Florida. Look, ladies and gentlemen, there's so many powerful women in history, from Joan of Arc to Oprah Winfrey, you name it. There's been some heavy hitters, but these two are setting history on fire in the state of Florida. Miss Alycia Dukes, $50,000 ring earner, holding it down for the Panhandle, and over here representing from my side of town. Oh, Miss Elsie Mendez. Let me tell you, she has produced executive directors. So, ladies and gentlemen, today I have the plum-pleasing pleasure of them coming to the front of you. Ladies, how are you doing today?
Woo-hoo! Fantastic.
Well, listen. Yes. All right, all smiles. I'm always happy when there's, some ladies here smiling at me. That means I'm doing something right? And so, look, here's the thing. Today, we get to talk about associate onboarding. I think it's probably one of the most crucial parts of getting started because it's a master principle of duplication, right? And so we want to start with the first part. the first 48. No, not the one on cable, not that first 48, the first 48 in Legal Shield, right? And so there's so many things that we talk about. Day one, welcoming, and day two, fast start emails that you're getting, different things like that. So I want to go out to Miss Dukes first about what she thinks are some of the most important principles in getting somebody started in the first 48. Over to you, Miss Dukes. What do you think?
Awesome. Well, thank you. You know what? The first 48, right out the gate, for sure, you want to make sure that you're starting to develop some type of culture, right? So you definitely want to make sure you start with your welcome calls, letting them understand that, it's not just, you and me in this business, right? There's going to be multiple people that you can actually glean from. And so, I think it's imperative that we introduce them to other members, of the team, of the tribe, right? So that they can, feel comfortable and, and potentially relate, to, who they are and what they're doing within the company as well. And so definitely want to make sure you do at least 2 to 3 welcome calls, for sure. And then, of course, provide them the details as to what they can actually plug into, what's available, right? Don't want to overwhelm them, right? Don't
Right.
Here's this, here's that. No, but just, enough to make them feel comfortable and confident about, what they've made the decision to join, and that, they're not in this business by themselves.
Let me ask you something. Why is that welcome call so important in your opinion?
So I think it's twofold, right? Like on the one hand, you're getting to know a little bit more about them and, what their levels of interest are, what their professional backgrounds are, and, maybe their family life, those dynamics, but also what's their work ethic going to be like, right? Based upon the things that they share, you're going to be able to see, hey, this is my next shining star, right? Or, maybe, I'm going to need to spend a little bit more time with them and, and get them, more confident or comfortable and so yeah, absolutely. That's one of the main reasons. And then of course to share a little bit about yourself and your team, right? What has your team done, right? Give them about the lineage and what they're actually be a part of, and so I think those are my top 2.
Okay, so you're getting them invested in that, and I think that's powerful as well. Miss Mendez, what are some of the guiding principles that you follow within the first 2 days of getting an associate started?
I totally agree. The welcome call. I have my the people that support me and that work with me on making those calls. We are synchronized. We know what we want to tell that that new associate, because they have to support the system. So it's about keeping a system. So they are reiterating things just to get it to a different angle. We definitely assess them, what's their why, learn a little bit about them, but immediately you want to get them to start thinking about their list. You want to get them to think about Zoom that's coming soon, their launch, and then the training. So those are the 3 things that I do, and not overwhelming them. But I mean, that has to be, because it's all about speed. So you want to get them, if you lose them past the 2 days, the 3 days, and they get caught up into their agenda, they're talking to more people that will, tell them you're crazy. So the speed and just the love, they have to feel the love, embrace, get into a family. I mean, that's what gangs do out there, right? So why don't we get them in and start, honestly, right? It's like what they do. It's that initiation. So when they feel that love, they're going to hang in longer.
So Ms. Mendez, you dropped like 5 jewels right there, and you went straight over them really quickly. You mentioned the why. You said you wanted to talk to them about a why, and the fact that they'll talk to different people and start different mindsets and making them feel the love. Let me ask you, because like all of those are juicy, and we could say different trainings on that. Let me ask you, significantly, to what level of significance is the why? Like, why are you searching for that? Why is that important for you to kind of get?
Because we have to get to their emotions. The system is going to be there. You have the support. We know the money is real. We know all that. But until you tap into an emotion, that's what's going to keep them in there. If they're really passionate about traveling like I am, you put a travel in front of me, I'm going to do whatever I have to do to get on a trip or something, That's true. But if you find out that they have someone that's ill and they want to have that time with that person, I mean, you can keep bringing that back, not like to rub it in their face, but just to let them know that, remember that this is what's going to help you get there. So you're going to need that. I hate to use this word, but it's ammunition for later on to keep that relationship strong with that person, to keep bringing them back to that why. And if it's not a real why, then you're going to pick it up right away. If it's too generic, they can't pinpoint it, it doesn't drive them, they're not putting their part, that you know that they have not tapped into that why.
Yeah, yeah, that's really good. That's really good. I'm going to ask Miss Dukes. She said something about speed, right? Do you share her sentiment about speed in the first 2 days? And she said speed and getting that Zoom started. Do you share her sentiment there? And if you do, why is that important? Why is that speed about getting that first Zoom schedule so important?
Absolutely, I agree. I mean, the biggest thing and the reason why we want to make sure that we are, getting them into the system and understanding, how important it is to move with a sense of urgency is, like she stated, definitely don't want to have any type of distractions already or any type of negativity pull on them, right? But you definitely want to give them something to believe in, right? So we need to already start working towards that belief check, right? It's the belief part is again, there's twofold for me. It's one, encourage them to use the membership themselves so that they can start, establishing their own testimonies, right? And then secondly, we want to get their investment back. Right. So we want to, get that Zoom going and keep, the energy high and, and be all about positivity and figure out the best way, to get that initial investment back.
And I think that's a perfect segue for basically talking about launching your business, because that's exactly what we're talking about, right? Launching it at this point, right? So let me ask you this. And Ms. Dukes, you touched this a little bit, right? You said getting the belief check. So setting your goal, right? How would you set your goals as it relates to getting that belief check, in your opinion? What would be a great way to do that? And either one of you could take the helm on answer on that one.
To me, it's once I know what's their why, once I know how much time they can afford, how much time they can give to the business, and then what's their income goal. Because remember, we're talking realistic. I would tell them, if somebody comes to me and says, I want to make 14,000 in a month, I'm going to say it's possible, but let me tell you, are you going to put in, 20 hours a day, right?
That's big. That's big.
And then how big is your list? You come to me with a list of 10 people, then, so that's how I gauge it. It's going to be, if they're serious, the first thing that I do is that, I check their list, and I want to make sure I look at the list, I look at the time that they tell me they have available, and then how much they want to earn. And those three have to kind of make sense. You can tell when somebody knows it. They gave you the numbers. It's almost like, okay, this is doable. If somebody comes in with, they either don't have a clue, that's a challenge, or the extreme of the person who tells you, they only have 15 minutes a day, but they want to make this much money. So all those three things to me is a key.
Yeah, Miss Mendez, that is so huge, right? Because when people get started, sometimes they forget to marry the realness of what the objective is to what they're putting in. That is so big, right? And that's called, SMART goals, right? Setting realistic and attainable goals that are time bound. And so I like that. That was perfect. I love the way you weave that in there. You slick. You gotta watch you, right? So that's good. That's good. I gotta watch. This is Women's Month. I gotta watch. It's coming all different ways, right? And so let me ask this. Once we launch our business, one of the top 5 things we do to launch our business is to take action. We talked about that with a Zoom. We also talked about setting a goal. Ms. Mendez covered that as well. And I think Ms. Dukes actually highlighted indirectly how to make a plan to do that, right? Going ahead and setting the calls and moving things forward. Here's what I want to ask. Let's talk about getting trained and activating technology, right? Why is that so big? And I want to go out to Ms. Mendez about the technology, and then Ms. Dukes about the getting trained. Ms. Mendez, why is it so important? How do we weave them activating their technology, like using the prospect and different things like that when they're in their first 48? How do you do that? And how important is that?
Okay, well, extremely important, because that's their tool. If we want them to start sending videos and start inviting people and putting the list of names into prospect, then that's extremely important. You can't do everything and then say, okay, let's go at this. When that does happen, and I tell you, I've learned that from experience. Sometimes because maybe too many people come in and you just don't have time with somebody, or less time, and they get to their fast start training and they don't have those tools, they're lost.
Right.
So it's like going to school
Right.
without your materials in hand, right? So we're trying to get them to register for Fast Start or take it online. They don't have that. Then they're like sending you messages like, "Hey, I don't have my number. I don't have my associate." How many of you have had that experience, right?
Right.
So it's a fail on my part. But when I give them the tools, whether it's, hey, get on a Zoom, I'm gonna literally, I prefer one-on-one. So it's either I'm meeting them one-on-one. Spanish people, we need to have the cafecito and just sit with somebody, just the way it goes. Hey, we'll put our mask or whatever, but yeah. And we'll have that one-on-one or doing it via Zoom. And I'm on them. I make sure they have it. It's step by step. And we have it for in the Legal Show in Espanol, we have to add an extra code. Otherwise, the videos, they don't have them in Spanish. So I make sure that they have that. Okay. So just so you know that we have that extra challenge. It's not pre-generated in your prospect by Legal Shield. So to me, it's that. It's just the tool that they're going to need. So I do whatever it takes to make sure that they get that done.
Okay, so I love that. So you literally hold their hand in the very beginning to make sure they have everything they need as far as activating that technology.
Yes.
And so I think that's big. And I was going to talk to you, Ms. Dukes, about the training, but I want to skip that for a second because we're going to come back. I want to ask you specifically about the goal. Let's talk about step one specifically when we're onboarding, which is setting a goal. Can you give me the method you use for setting a goal, not only for the associate, but for yourself as the sponsor to get that done? And how do you track that and make sure that that happens, not only for yourself, but them, so that way you can keep, something measurable? What do you do and how do you handle that?
That's a great question. And, for those of you that don't know, great question, sir, that don't know, my mentor and sponsor is Mr. James Kelly. And so he is like the guru, right? In my humble opinion, of systems and making sure that we are having things in place that are duplicatable, but allows for accountability. And so huge for us as well is the game plan. So just like the welcome calls are imperative, got to have a game plan. And I agree with her. It's either sitting down, together, or it's via a Zoom. But part of that game plan is to actually iron out the goals. And there are specific steps that we use. There's 6 of them real quick, and I'll just run over them real quick.
And stop right here 1 second. You do the game plan over Zoom. That's what you do.
Yeah,
that's what you do. Okay.
We do the game plan over Zoom, and we try to do that within their first 24 to 48 hours.
Nice. Okay, go ahead.
So, the first step is that goals should always be written, because anything that's just in your mind, right, it's just a daydream. So your goals literally have to be written down, right? And this goes for both of us. So I'm writing as they're sharing, and then it's twofold. I'm explaining to them what mine are, right? Because I want them to hold me accountable as well. And then, number 2, they got to be specific. So they've got to have a timeline attached to them, right? Or it's going to be difficult, to make sure that, you got a plan of action and they get done. And then 3, you have to have a dollar amount attached, right? So like she stated, how much money do you want to make, and how much time are you willing to give me to get you to that point, right? To hold your hand, to make that happen before you're gonna, go MIA on me, right? Number 4, you got to have a plan of action, right? So what's going to be your daily activity? What are we going to have to do in order to make this, actually come to fruition? And then 5, you got to sacrifice. What are you going to give up in order to, go up, right? So let's talk about what that's going to be. Is it going to be less TV time? Is it going to, are you going to be able to take away from some of the extracurricular activities with the family? Are they going to understand, right? Which is why it's imperative for them to know what your why is too, right? And it's got to be posted and in front of you, so that when, the times are tough, they also understand, right? Mommy's doing this for this, right? And then lastly, number 6, you've got to read your goals out loud at least twice daily, right? There's a psychology behind that, because your brain needs to hear what you're actually working on.
I love this month. I love this month because right now, there's 2 heavyweights right here. This is bombs, right? Listen, I love that. I didn't know why you were sharing your goal specifically with them, but then you circled it. Look, I have this goal and it's connected to your goal. And then you got to, after you're basically using the goal almost like an affirmation. We're going to affirm this thing and manifest what we speak. Listen, you're killing it. I love it. So I want to ask this. Okay, so in that goal, real quick before I go over to Miss Mendez, do you weave in what that 45-day goal should be as far as in the compensation? Do you weave in like how, here's yeah, go ahead. I think you see what I'm asking.
No, yeah, absolutely. So, we figure out what that dollar amount is that they want to actually make, right? And I'm very specific. What do you need to make in a month to make this worth your while, right? And then we equate how many hours, right, you need to put in order to obtain that dollar amount. But then we break it down to actual plans. So whatever your niche is going to be, I don't care if that's going to be small biz or if it's going to be, CDLP or, just straight networking. What are the actual number of plans that you're going to need to be able to receive that compensation?
Oh, stop right there. Okay. Because, all right, so that's good. I want you to hold that. Miss Mendez, I want to get your feedback on the plan because I know you're a guru at this too. And I want you guys maybe go back and forth on this because this is juicy. I'm having my steak like right now, right? So, okay. Miss Mendez, can you tell us? So let's make pretend, we had the game plan interview. You made it real for them. And, all kidding aside, I thought it was perfect what you said. I got $14,000 dreams, but only 15 minutes a day to make it. That's beautiful, right? So you left that meeting, you made it more realistic for them. How do you leave there and how did you pen the plan down? What did you say? We're going to take these steps. Go ahead.
I will tell you what helped my organization, get to where it was. Obviously, I was fortunate and blessed to have an ED come into my organization early on. And it was this that got us to that point. And I'll tell you what I said about the first step, which is knowing their why and making sure that it's realistic. I learned that after. And I'll tell you, if I would have had this skill before, I would be stronger. I would be further along. Okay. That's very important to say because sometimes I want to tell people out there and keep it real, right? Because women are real.
Yeah.
So
we're keeping it real.
we're keeping it real. Yeah. So what happened was when this person came into my organization and I started, having that fast growth, we would go straight into the manager level. We didn't focus on you need 1 and 100 people. If you keep them at that, that's where they're going to stay. So we were telling people, bring me 3 people to the table, and we were building organizations. People were coming in with their team. So we were doing a lot of that reaching and
so wait. You went too fast. See, you're a Lamborghini, right? I'm a box truck right now, right? You just came on the highway, shot past me. What you said was, I was talking to people and telling them to bring 3 people with them. Right. So their first presentation, the person was already bringing 3 people to the presentation with them? Well,
they were when we were doing the initial, conversation of game plan, we were already telling them the structure, right? They understood that to get to that manager, because that's the level, right? That was the position that we wanted to get people to. So that was the launch. I'll tell you, that was it. And I learned that I have to give it up for my ED, Ms. Glenda Orellana, right? Wonderful, very skillful. And so that was it. However, with that, you have to have the foundation of knowing each individual. So you can bring 3 people, but if you don't take that time with each person to do what we talked about, which is the realistic goals, the time that they really have and invest, I think that growth to manage that is to be a setback. So I'm telling people out there, growth is great. And yes, you have to do things quickly, but those first hours, those 48 hours, if you don't onboard them the right way and take the time to get to know them and take the time to see how invested they are and run with those that are giving you that time and are connecting. But if you just say they're here, everyone gets the same message, everybody get on the Zoom, that's it. And you start having some of the issues that I've come across in my time here in Legal Shield.
Ms. Mendez, I love the fact that you're being so transparent about this, right? Because I think I think what's lost a lot of times in people's journey to different positions or earning different levels of income is the fact that they get there and sometimes they lose duplication, like they fade out because they got there and come back down, right? So just like Alex Shahid says, they get the momentum, but the leadership doesn't go back up to meet it, right? And so what you're just talking about now is the duplication that's required to get there. And that's awesome. And I don't think it's only you. I think it's a lot of us that we get those quick wins and, then you marry yourself to the hot horse, right? And then all the rest falls down. That's so awesome the way you put that. Okay, so let me go to you, Ms. Dukes. I mean, do you just do the same thing in your planning methodology as Miss Mendez does? And if you do, what extra do you have to it? Or if you do something else, what do you do in specific that's different?
No, I'm in total agreement. I was over here taking notes, writing down, myself. So, I totally agree. I mean, you've got to be realistic, right? With everything that you do, you've got to be able to measure it. You've got to be able to chart your progress, like, so that what did get you this win,
Right.
what didn't work, right? And then in the process, you're being able to groom, right, your
Right.
new business partner at the same time. And a true leader is actually always learning themselves too. So like she said, you're figuring out exactly the right levels to take, and the amount of time to actually spend, right, in the process of developing at the same time.
Okay, so I think it's a good time now for us to talk about training, right? And so we're kind of past the first 48, and we're starting to cruise into different things like a fast start training and training on this and etc. Superstar Saturday type of training. Let me ask you guys, what do you guys do to make sure that people are plugged into the fast start training correctly and that they're getting trained? Some of the greatest in this industry, such as like Eric Worre says, it's the team that's the best trained that wins. And so in order to do that, how do you guys do that? And what's your methodology to making sure that the training is continuing to perpetuate within your organizations? And how do you promote that? So let's go over to you, Miss Mendez, first for that one.
So I'm blessed in that I do some of the trainings for the Legal Shield en Español. Majority of my organization is Spanish speaking. So I pretty much know weekly. I'm in touch with my team, and I know who's coming on when sometimes they try and wait, and I'm like, no, because we're doing this, the time, right? Time is of essence. If I only do it once a month, then I don't want them to wait. They feel like familiarity, but I will connect them, and I tell them, because I know all the presenters in our Legal Shield en Español, so I keep that communication. They feel I tell them who's going on, like, hey, this person's going on, and my colleagues do that as well. A lot of times I'll get a text before something, and so you'll hand them over. If I can't be connected with that person that's going to go get trained, that's the best thing you could do, is go to the training with your associate. That really means a lot, right? Even if you stop in, but just even if you can't, then at least hand them off to the person so they can have that welcome. At least we can do that in our Legal Shield en Español. I don't know the other groups sometimes if they're bigger, and we're still doing the 3-hour sessions. We don't have the system yet for the 1.5 hour and then the other 1.5 hours. So they really connect with our trainers.
Your trainers. Okay. So that's good. Miss Dukes, what do you have for training and making sure people get plugged in? So Miss Mendez, I mean, she's got one up on all of us. She does all the training. So she's like, they have to come to her, right? So what do you do, Miss Dukes, to make sure that people are getting trained properly? And why don't you also hit on why is it important for people to take the fast start training? Why don't you help us with that?
Okay. So again, we're really big on building culture, right? So one of the things that we would say with the trainings in the past is we would always say, you know what, we're not going to ask you to do anything that we wouldn't do.
Yeah.
So we would be, I'm in agreement with her again, right? We would jump on, right, as a form of accountability, but also to show that we're in this with you, right? So now that the format has changed a little bit, we had to pivot, move with the cheese, right? Like everybody else has during this pandemic. And so now we are, we actually schedule sessions where we Zoom it out. So it's like a fast start blitz, and everybody gets on, and we're actually going through the steps together. So it's kind of like team building, and we're hanging out, and we've got like pizza and whatever and all that kind of stuff.
You guys are eating virtual pizza. That's good. It's delicious. Yeah. So I'm sorry, I just couldn't. Go ahead.
But everybody brings whatever their snack of choice is, right, or food or whatever, and we hang out. We make it a party, and then we can actually kind of go through the the questions at the end together, and kind of it allows for us to kind of again build some culture there, to stay true to our idea, our ideology of whatever we ask you to do, we're gonna do, and then when we transition to that next hour and a half Zoom with the trainer, we do try to connect them with someone that's going to be within their state, so that when things get back to normal, right, they already put a face with that person, right? They already know,
Yep.
that connection is there. They know who their local, support team is going to be, and so we're really, specific about trying to get them in front of, within reason, right? Within reason in the schedule.
So I think this is a perfect time, because there's a great video that we're going to play on Fast Start Training. Why don't we use this opportunity to go ahead and roll that video?
In order for you to have the best experience possible when taking your online Fast Start training, we've put together this list of best practices to follow. First, make sure you're taking the training on a PC or laptop. The training was not built for mobile devices and may not function properly on a mobile device. We recommend either using Chrome or Firefox to view this training. The online Fast Start training consists of 7 segments which must be completed in order. At the end of each segment, you will be prompted to continue to the next training. You must click this button to properly exit the training. If you click the X to close the training window, you will not be credited for having completed that training segment and will need to retake the training segment again. After you click the button to proceed to the next training, you will be redirected to the launch page of the next training segment. If that page shows that you have not completed the prerequisite as shown on this screen, just wait 5 to 10 seconds and refresh the page. You should now see the prerequisite has been completed, and you will be able to launch the next segment. Please note that you'll probably need to refresh the page before launching each training segment. If for some reason the training segment still will not show as completed, we recommend that you retake the segment using a different browser. Again, we recommend either using Chrome or Firefox to view this training. And finally, there are several ways to access the online Fast Start training. The easiest way to access the training is through LS Engage. Just log into LS Engage, go to the Learner tab, and choose the Fast Start training plan from the drop-down. Here you will see the Best Practices Guide, your course companion to download and use throughout the duration of your Fast Start training program, and then the links to the 7 segments of the online Fast Start training. Please note that having a check mark next to these segments in LS Engage does not indicate that the training has been completed. These boxes can be checked and unchecked by just clicking on the box without ever leaving the page. This LS Engage page is just intended to provide you easy access to each of the training segments. Thank you for taking the time to review these best practices. Make sure you take the time to download your course companion, and congratulations on investing in yourself and your Legal Shield business by participating in the Fast Start training program.
All right, we're back. And so you saw a great video, and I'm back again with the 2 dynamos. Oh my goodness. If your head is not full of different ways that you could explode your team right now, it's not going to be. You got holes in it, right? Put some corks in there. Keep this information. Replay this several times, right? So many golden nuggets. I hope your hand is hurting from all the information that you've been copying down. Let's talk about the last major aspect, right? All of this information is good, right? My father used to say this. He said, son, you could study all day, but if you don't take action, it's useless information. I said, man, Dad, why you got to be so smart all the time, right? And so let me ask you guys specifically about taking action. We talked about the Zoom call, getting it done within 24 hours. And I think Miss Dukes also talked about using the membership and making sure that that was done. Let's talk about taking actions with 3-way calls and inviting guests properly. So I want to go out to Miss Mendez first. Let's talk about taking action with 3-way calls. Why are you doing them? Why are they important? And why is it good to take action with those quickly as possible?
Right. So the first sample they see of a three-way call is the welcome call, right? Because if we're calling in now, some of my calls I'll do when I do with my team, we'll do it with the three. So I'll call the, they'll call me, one of my associates, when they're onboarding somebody. So you have three, so we make that connection. It's not only just one person calling. I don't know how you do the three ways, but sometimes when we're trying to welcome somebody, it'll be the three people. So they're getting more than just one person on the line, because they're getting an example of what a three-way. So somebody may call me and say, hey, I have a new associate, Ms. Mendez, on the line. Would you please, welcome them? So then I get on, hey, how are you doing? Nice to meet you. You're with a great sponsor. And that way I'm uplifting that new associate, and I'm also the sponsor. Okay, so that's one way that we do that. And I think that's really powerful because they see that first example of a three-way, even though it's not the three-way that we're going to train them to do. Yeah.
Very powerful.
Yeah.
Okay.
So those, when you're able to do that, it's, sometimes because if there's so many, you just end up, somebody gives me a list here, call these three people and welcome them. And that's good, but it's not the same as having the person online, because there's that introduction and you're kind of, praise the sponsor.
Ms. Mendez, do you use also the three-way call also for getting people started, memberships, associate, and things like that? Do you do that as well?
Yeah, I don't do them as much for memberships. I think that, at first, but you don't want that dependency. They should be able to do a close on a membership. Okay, that's just what my belief, right? But because remember, the duplication is for the associate, right? Bringing on an associate, that's the duplicating part that we want. So we want them to be able to duplicate having somebody do the close for them on that, because they're going to be able to handle their objections and can sell them and be able to make that close. So that's why for membership we don't do it, but I do it for welcome calls and also for the closing a new associate.
That's strong. So I want to go out to you, Ms. Dukes, as well. And I want to ask you about, inviting guests, to a Zoom or to a Super Saturday, or even inviting associates as well to these events. So why is it so important when we're taking action on those to do it, number one? And number two, what are some tips on getting it done?
Well, the reason why it's so important is because people have to get in front of the information. So, that's a must for sure, right? We actually implement three ways on inviting too. So if I personally am doing a Zoom, right, then I encourage the team to do confirmations for the Zooms via three-way. Right. Wow. So it's a slight little, nothing heavy, nothing, long, but it's just a cool, can't wait to meet you. Looking forward to seeing your face tonight. Right. Again, I'm big about accountability. Right. So it's like, I'm holding you right to your word that you're going to be hanging out with us tonight. You know what I mean? So we do that as well to try to, again, we're softly introducing them right to the third party aspect, right, of things, but just kind of giving them a little bit of a trailer, maybe just by feeling the enthusiasm and the warmth and and behind the introduction. So we implement that to make sure that we've got guests that are going to be there as well, right? So that's that hidden, factor. How many people are we going to have on, But and the same with the Super Saturday. If you're blessed to be able to, have relationships with those that are going to be part of the Super Saturday, whether you're the behind the scenes dream team that's helping make it happen, or if you're front and center, then if you can do that as well, then that's just hyping it up, right? So we're all about promotion. Promotion is the key.
And it's so awesome that you said that, because we have this Super Saturday today, with Mr. Malloy, right? And it's happening like right now. This is where you see this kind of thing happen. So it's awesome that you're saying that. I wanted to go ahead and give you guys the floor for closing comments, because first of all, I just want to let you know that I am so proud to be working with the two of you. And I mean that really. I would have said that off screen too. And I think Ms. Mendez knows that. I just love the fact that you guys are so holding not only to yourself but to the community. I know Miss Mendez, for example, does so much for people outside of her organization, like all the time. She has a heart of gold. Miss Dukes, I mean, I see it in you as well. I know over the break, I saw your social media, right, when I do my little thing, Facebook stalking, right? I saw you and your husband giving back, big charitable organization. You guys are just great people, right? And so it's no wonder that your business is accelerated. Why don't you guys give us a couple of closing comments about why not only, Legal Shield's the best place, and, why women can do it in National Women's Month or not, this is the best place for them, or just any closing comments you have at all to share with the state of Florida. Let's go over to you first, Ms. Mendez, for closing comments.
Yeah, I think I like the fact that Alycia brings back culture, because that was another strong thing in our organization, is the culture. When you have that, when you set that, people know that you're in it, that you care about them, right? The information will come, the system's there, everything's there. But if they don't feel that we care about them, they will, we'll lose them. So I think if you're starting, whether you've been with Legal Shield for a long time or just starting, go back to that. How often are you connecting with your people? Are you calling them even when it's not the end of the month? Do you have those connections going? I think that is so key. We lose that sometimes because we're trying to grow and we're trying to, whether it's your members, just the membership, or the associates, whether they're producing or not. And I think, and I've had that, somebody will surprise you because I've kept that connection, and they have that one membership every so often that they pop in there. You have to be just as grateful, because that one's the one that can take you to the ring, right? When you're that one short. Right. So that's the one thing I would say. Everything else is there. There's building an empire that you can read. There's so much information out there. We have great people like Cliff Malloy and all that, and it's just amazing. We are really blessed in Legal Shield because we have the top trainers. I mean, other organizations or other people have to pay top dollars. We have it all here. We have people that give their heart, but the heart has to be there. If we keep that, we're going to do well, no matter what level we are in our organization.
I appreciate you. I really do. Thank you, ma'am. And so, Ms. Dukes, any closing comments? That's right. She's raving the roof. That's it. Let's go. Ms. Duke, closing comments for us today.
Well, I think, two things stand out to me, right? Again, I think I've echoed her a lot with, being in agreement, right? And being in sync with her mindset. But definitely Legal Shield is, it's a personal development plan that's just attached to a compensation plan, right? And so I strongly urge everybody to, stay plugged in private so that you can, be polished in public. So, all of the things that, you're doing behind the scenes to groom yourself, you guys, that's preparing you for those difficult people that you're going to come across, right, in your business. But don't be upset about those people, right? Be grateful for them, because they're helping you evolve into the person that you need to be so that you can attract who it is that you want, right, to have in your business. Hey, get savage with it, right? Like, it's an honor, it's a privilege to be a part of my squad. You know what I mean? And so you got to have a certain type of posture, right? As well as the sincerity, right? And the genuineness when you're building your business.
All right. So before we get too savage up in here, so excited to be serving you guys. Guys, you guys did an awesome job. We definitely have to have you guys back again, maybe on another topic, so we could share some more commentary, because I just love what happened here today. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, that's been it for Associate Onboarding. That's our time today. Back to you, Mr. Gonzalez.
Wow, that was awesome. Thank you so much to all three of you, Jeff, Elsie, and Alycia. I hope everyone was taking some diligent notes there, because that was an off-the-chain training. I warned you. I mean, I knew what was coming because of the group we put together. I had no idea they were going to lay down that many nuggets. Just an inspirational training, and I appreciate you guys taking the time out of your days to be on with us. So look, I'm sure some of you guys have a little bit of confusion, and something definitely I want to address before we move on with the training. I wanted to do this earlier, but on the truth, I just forgot, right? Right? Hey, it's a live event, so forgive me. But listen, we have that bundle promotion that we have going on this month. And there's a lot of confusion out there. I've seen posts, I've read people putting up there that, hey guys, this month Legal Shield is giving away their free, your first month of your membership for free. And we can't be using that terminology. I definitely appreciate the tenacity and the urgency of going out there and sharing that we have this amazing promotion, but let's do it the right way. Because in reality, they're not getting the membership for free. They're still paying full price for that first month. But what we've done, if they purchase that bundle, we've actually reduced the cost of that associate contract. So what you want to say is, listen, not only are you getting your first month of your membership here, right, as part of this plan, but we're actually getting you in at a much lower rate for that associate contract. So it's only $99 to get you started today. And you still get Legal Shield Advantage for the first month. Again, it's just an amazing promotion. Let's just make sure we're using the right terminology, because we are not giving away the first month free on that membership, right? So just wanted to throw that in there just to help guide you guys out there, because I know we're all excited going out there and just revving up the activity because of this amazing promotion. Just wanted to make sure that we're doing it the right way, right? Because we don't want to mislead anybody. So with that being said, right, since we're all excited, I'm sure some of you noticed that we don't, Florida stopped doing the opportunity presentation before, because we want to harness the opportunity to have you guys here with us. We want to get you trained up. We want to get you excited so that we can do some activity together in this Super Saturday, right? Together we are better. Together we go higher, right? So it's just an incredible way to get massive laser-focused activity, right? When we get all together as a family, folks, we get excited, we get close to the fire, we get hot, and we give you guys some direction. Watch out, because I know Florida is going to make some noise. So we're going to go ahead and take an activity break. Don't go anywhere. We're going to put on a small training to teach you guys how to engage right now. Like, how do I invite people to take a look at Legal Shield? We're actually going to roll a quick training by Mr. Joshua Lockhart. Forgive me, Josh. He's a good friend of mine. It's been a long morning so far. Still drinking my coffee. So Mr. Joshua Lockhart's going to break down how to do exactly that. And then we're going to give away some prizes. Okay, we're going to give away some prizes when we come back for the activity. So I'll be back in just a minute. I just want to roll out this quick training by Mr. Josh Lockhart.
Hey, Josh Lockhart here. And isn't this event incredible? I hope you're getting something out of it. I hope you're taking notes. But hey, what we're going to do right now is we're actually going to take a break. And not just any break. It's going to be an activity break. So what is the point of us all getting together, training, and getting our minds and getting our business on the next level if we don't actually stop and do the things that pay us in the business? And so over the next couple of minutes, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to put a timer on the clock. And of course, there's something on the line for you. We're going to actually raffle off $100 for the people that participate over the next 5 minutes. So get your phone ready, get your Prospect by Legal Shield ready. And here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put up a script like you see on the screen. And this is just an invite you can use for our corporate Zooms later today. Maybe you have somebody you'd like to introduce to the services. Maybe you have somebody you'd like to introduce to the opportunity. These Zooms are set up to do exactly that. And the great part about it is you don't have to be a good talker. You don't have to know exactly what to say. You just have to do the invite. It can be done via phone call, text, message on social media. It doesn't matter. So of course, you have a guideline of what to say. But here's what we're going to do. Over the next couple minutes, when we do this, let's get busy. Let's build our business together while we're here. All right. But for everyone that you reach out to, whether it be a text message, a phone call, it doesn't matter. Put a little tally mark. Boom. It's right there. And then at the end, when we come back, drop in the comments section how many people you reached out to. Even if you just got a voicemail, even if you sent a text, that's okay, right? Was it 1? Was it 5? Was it 10? We're going to put those into a drawing. So if you get 10 people you reach out to, then hey, that's 10 entries. And we're gonna come back and we're going to give away some prizes. All right. So I hope you're ready. We're gonna leave the script up so you can have a guideline of what to say. But it's really simple. You can start off, hey, what do you have going on tonight around 8 o'clock? And just clear the schedule. You can see it right there. Right. So don't overcomplicate it. Just follow along. get busy, and you learn best by doing. So let's get busy doing.
On your Prospect by Legal Shield mobile app, go to Contacts. Select the contact that you want to invite to an event. For this example, I have selected Sarah. I'm going to click on Event Invite in Sarah's contact. I'm going to choose the event that I would like to invite Sarah to. Once I click on the event, I'm going to choose how I want to share it. For this example, I chose email. I'm going to customize the invite to Sarah. Once I have the email customized, I'm going to hit the arrow to send the email invite.
All right, folks. So you heard it from the best, right? Mr. Josh Lockhart broke it down for you. Miss Christy Hutchins showed you how to invite directly from your Prospect by Legal Shield app. So we're going to take a couple minutes here. And what I've done is we're going to post up for the next 5 minutes that script that you saw Mr. Josh Lark put up on that. I know he flashed it on and flashed it off. It's not that he wanted to keep it a secret. Yeah, it's just the way he did it for the video's sake. But I'm going to plaster it on the screen, and then I'm going to go through Mr. Alex Shahid's script. Then we're going to go through Mr. Brian Carruthers' script. Then we're going to go Mr. Larry Smith's script. We're going to put on so many successful people's invitations, guys, and you're going to get to pick which one to use. But look, let's get busy. Mr. Lockhart mentioned there's a $100 prize, and what that is we're going to raffle off actually a little bit more than $100. It's going to be a $129 convention ticket to the person. We're going to do a raffle, and the more you do, the more chances you have to get your name in the hat, right? So we got two powerful speakers, two powerful opportunities tonight to invite into, right? Miss Karen Beverly out of the Moneymaker, Maryland, along with Mr. Byron Jefferson. Look at this lineup for tonight, guys. It's just going to be off the chain. Why wouldn't you invite these individuals? And look, if you don't know who they are, if you don't know the success that they've had and the amazing presentation that they're going to do for you tonight, you are missing out. But look, I don't want you to hear from me. I'm going to roll their introductions so you know how to invite to them. You get to see the caliber of presenter that you're inviting your guests into. So without any further ado, look, folks, Mrs. Karen Beverly and Mr. Byron Jefferson. We're going to take a strong 5-minute activity break. We're going to come back, and we got some amazing trainings lined up, guys. I'm talking Steve Melia is going to do some training, and then we got Mr. Cliff Malloy. So you don't want to miss a thing, folks. We'll see you soon.
Hey, everyone. Karen Beverly here from Moneymaker, Maryland. And my quick background is prior to Legal Shield, I was an HR representative at a mental health facility with no time freedom, and that time was important to me as a single parent. But because of Legal Shield, I was blessed to walk away from corporate America at the age of 32 and haven't looked back since. And what Legal Shield means to me as a single mom is never having to tell my daughter no, not just financially, but to spending time with her as well, making a strong 6-figure income from home, but more importantly, being able to help a lot of other people achieve their goals and follow their dreams as well. I'm so excited about sharing this information with you so that you can do the exact same thing.
Hey, Legal Shield family, Byron Jefferson here from Moneymaker, Maryland. My background is that of education. I actually work as a full-time university administrator, and I build my Legal Shield business on a part-time basis. You see, I actually love what I do. I just got sick and tired of not having enough money at the end of the month. And so I knew that if I wanted things to change, I was going to have to change. If I wanted something different, I was going to have to do something different. And so I got started on a part-time, spare-time basis. And today, we've been able to add well over $80,000 to our household income, which, by the way, means the world to my wife and our 3 beautiful children. And so I look forward to presenting this amazing membership and life-changing opportunity so that you too can go out and make a living while making a difference.
All righty, everybody. So just absolutely outstanding. So now that we've actually taken some time to do some activity, just post it up in the chat. Use the chat. Let us know how many people you invited. I actually personally sent out 2 invitations to some very, very interested prospects that I've already seen a little information, but I know one of them is a woman that was looking for another woman that had success other than, they're going to be working with me and my wife, Rebecca. Wanted to introduce her to another successful woman in Legal Shield. So, of course, I'm taking full advantage and inviting her out to Miss Karen Beverly's amazing presentation tonight. So do the same. Just put it in the chat, right? And as we go through the presentation today or further on through the Super Saturday, we'll come back after the next training and we'll announce the winner of the first raffle. Look, we're going to do this again, right? So if you've had a hard time teaching your team how to do the activity, invite them on to the training today. It doesn't matter what state they're in, get them on, and we could all do the activity together, right? It's all about the activity. I see Miss Pat Weber. She sent out 5 invitations. Fantastic. Great job, Miss Weber, on that activity. And that's what it's all about. Miss Linda Matthews sent out 1. Hey, 1 is better than none. That's awesome. Miss Weaver, 6. Slam dunk. That is awesome, guys. So proud of Florida here. 7, Mr. Hauser out of North Florida, leading by example. Just outstanding. And this is what it's all about, guys. It's doing the activity and teaching others to do the activity, right? So let's move forward here. Super excited that you guys got that done. So look, convention is upon us, right? Convention is upon us. We have an incredible lineup for this year's national convention. So I'm going to go ahead and roll a quick video just to give you guys a sneak preview as to what is going on at this national convention. Here we go.
Legal Shield family, our time is now. Your time is now. Take control of your future and join us in our mission to provide every person in North America with services that empower, protect, and provide peace of mind in a world that needs us now more than ever. The 2021 International Convention will be broadcast live from the all-new, state-of-the-art Liberty Auditorium Studios in Ada, Oklahoma. This studio will provide an all-new, interactive experience for recognition, training, and inspiring associate testimonials. This convention will be like no other. Learn from the best of the best as Legal Shield's top earning associates share proven methods to achieve explosive growth in their business. Each speaker will deliver life-transforming skills that will enable you to fulfill your goals and start writing your success story. Register today to transform your business by deepening your knowledge and confidence with the 2021 10 Core Systems of Success and 7 Fundamental Skills to gain the knowledge that will help you pivot from good to great. The time is now to protect and empower more people with a membership for a lifetime. The time you dedicate to the International Convention will increase your marketing skills, your leadership skills, and put you on a path to take control of your financial future while making a difference in people's lives. You won't want to miss our leaders, Jeff Bell, Don Thompson, Darnell Self, Brian Carruthers, Martine Gerardo, and Glenn Peterson, with messages to lift you up and motivate you to take your business to the next level and reach your personal best. Make your commitment today and set a goal for how many team members you will have join you for this incredible event. Together, you will learn new skills, create new friends, build new dreams, and let the momentum carry you through 2021 and beyond. Legal Shield, register today for the 2021 International Convention because our time is now.
And if you haven't done so already, you can register for convention for $129 by going to my.ellisengage.com/convention. That comes with a $29 VIP experience. That's a ticket upgrade, and that's going to get you 24/7 access to all the convention content for 6 months. On May 3rd, there will be a 3-hour bonus training that you'll get. Special bundle offers for the 2021 Leadership Convention in Phoenix, Arizona. That'll also enter you in a drawing to win one of 5 convention packages for 3-night hotel and airfare in Phoenix. And if you're one of the first 500 to register for the VIP upgrade, you'll actually get registered for twice. So go ahead and get registered. That's going to be my.ellisengage.com/convention.
Thank you, Josh, for that update. Okay, guys, so $129 a ticket. There is that upgrade. That upgrade is off the chain. $29. You're going to have access for 6 months. You get all of the goodies. They're going to come along with that. And if you're one of the first 500, they're going to put you in the raffle twice. What? Double the chances of winning a package to go to the convention, guys. Hotel, airfare. I mean, you'll be traveling like a baller when someone else is paid for your trip, right? So make sure you take advantage of that. I'd go right now and upgrade your ticket to that $29 additional bundle. Now, look, folks, you saw the price of the convention ticket went up, right? So if you're wishing you had a convention ticket at that earlier rate, guess what? You have an opportunity to get one for free today. And the way you do that is through activity. We're going to have one lucky winner as soon as we wrap up our first trading. We're going to come back, and then we're going to raffle another convention ticket later on in today's Super Saturday. So stay tuned. Right now, we're going to roll our Stay Connected video here just to make sure that you guys know all the 4 different channels that are available to you to help you grow and expand your business. And I guess I moved that video, so we're not going to do that. Forgive me. Again, you got to love these live events, okay? So, hey, listen. We have a very special day coming up. Very, very special day that we have coming up, and it's called Save Saturday, right? It's going to be March 20th. Now, this is a big day. We're transitioning the way that we think about, our retention. And I'm going to tell you, when a member, 90% of the time when a member falls into your pre-cancel list, it's because of a failed credit card charge, right? And a lot of times it's because they either closed that credit card or their bank account got hacked, so they had to cancel everything, right? So it's not necessarily that they don't want Legal Shield or that they don't see value in owning the membership. They just don't even know that it's in that pre-cancel status. So look, Miss April and Rob Hurst said that, look, Save Saturday is an IPA. We all know that stands for an income producing activity. The great thing about Save Saturday is we're able to designate one day as a team to make calls to our customers and consumers, right? So guys, this is a powerful day as a company to come together and reach out to those members and save those memberships. And it's going to develop a great habit of doing that, right? So understand, retention is powerful here when it comes to your commission. We have all kinds of tools that you can utilize right now in LS Engage or in your Prospect by Legal Shield mobile app. You have all kinds of tools, scripts that you could just simply read when you're calling your members that are in pre-cancel to walk you through every scenario in a professional fashion. It's not rocket science. I mean, it doesn't get any easier when we give you exactly what to say, right? So make sure that you go back there and either Prospect by Legal Shield under membership, and then you go to membership retention scripts, or you could go to Alice Engage in your back office under the learner and hit membership retention. Okay. Also, you have resources. You can print these off in Alice Engage as well. All right. So we're taking it to the next level here in Florida with Save Saturday. We're actually doing a live Zoom, right? Not a live stream like we're on right now, but a live Zoom on March 20th from 1 p.m. to 2:30 to all come together. I'll be doing some live calls on my pre-cancel list. Other leaders will come in and do the same. We'll show you guys where to find these tools, how to make the phone calls so that moving forward, you feel comfortable in calling on your pre-cancel list. Guys, because here's the thing. If you do come across someone that isn't happy with their membership or for whatever reason they need to cancel it, they're already in pre-cancel. It doesn't get any worse, okay? But you have an opportunity to transition that thought process, right? Put some value in their pocket. Have them get their will done. Have them use the membership, or get them back on track with their payment. We could call right on the spot, right to corporate, and get their information updated so that you could save those Legal Shield memberships, okay? So real quick, couple of things on staying connected here. We got some Zooms. Now, we talked about tonight Zooms, but these happen every night at 6 p.m. Central and 8 p.m. Central, guys. In Florida, well, the majority of Florida is Eastern, so I don't want to confuse anybody. Florida is 7 p.m. Eastern time and 9 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, and you can find all of the Zooms so you know who you're inviting into at the www.legalshieldcalendar.com. Then we also got the leadership shows, a phenomenal way for you guys to stay plugged in. It airs every Sunday at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern time. And you could catch the replay if you miss it on Sunday, Monday morning at 10 a.m. Central, which is 11 a.m. Eastern time. All right. So we get the monthly good newsletter. Once a month, they're gonna sprinkle on a lot of the good news, everything that happened in that month. Sent the first Sunday of every month. You can catch it right through your back office in Ellis Engage. And of course, you want to stay connected by downloading all the apps, right? The Ellis Engage. Give Ellis Engage permission to push notifications to you so you can receive urgent messages. You're in a business of urgency. You need to stay close and connected to everything that's going on. So make sure you give your phone access to do that. Make sure you're joining the Facebook Associate Success page and the Facebook Associate Support pages, guys. You might have someone celebrate you already, or maybe they had celebrated, or maybe corporate recognized you for something on that success page, and you didn't know it because you weren't on that page. Get on there, and if you ever have any questions or need some help, that support page is so useful to have your fellow family give you quick guidance on some simple situations. And then we have all the live events are posted on LegalShieldCalendar.com and even through your prospect by Legal Shield. So again, here's that glorious video that I completely forgot. I pushed to the back of this segment, introducing you guys to the 4 different channels here with Legal Shield so you can stay connected.
Josh Lockhart here, Senior Network Vice.
Saludos familia de Legal Shield. This is Ronnie Febles with Legal Shield en Español. Hope everybody's doing well. As you know, our mission is to help our Hispanic community, especially the one that need that conversation with the lawyers in Spanish, the non-bilingual one. So I just want to give you an update in our events, how you can plug in with us, and also how you can have access to the resources. Our events, you can find it at the Legal Shield calendar, and you can actually filter that. If you put Spanish in the top, it will filter all the Spanish event. But this is what we got. On Sunday, we do the Fast Start class, and it's still the previous model. The 3-hour Fast Start class is on Sunday. You can see the hours. Monday, we have our national training every Monday night, and then Tuesday, we have two events. A national call is actually a presentation on the phone to help those that are not too computer savvy and don't know how to get into the Zoom, so they can get it on the phone. And also after that, on Facebook Live, we're doing self-development. We're helping, people get more educated and more developed on different themes. On Wednesday, we do our national presentation. Wednesday night, national presentation. You can see the hours here. The other 2 points, one is how you get connected with us. You can do it through our Facebook page, Legal Shield en Español. Facebook, you can apply and we will accept you. The more, the better, no? So just go to Facebook, Legal Shield en Español, and get plugged in with us. And the way you get the resources on Prospect is using the code LS Spanish, all together lowercase, LS Spanish. That way you have resources on your Prospect app, and you can send it to your Hispanic prospect, and we will help you with everything else, okay? You can send everything actually from the Prospect. Muchas gracias and have a beautiful day.
Hi, Legal Shield family. Melissa Wilder here. I'm excited today to share with you a little bit about our small business division within Legal Shield. See, we all know small business owners, and it's important for us to share our services with those business owners. So I asked you, make a list today of all the business owners that you know. You're going to want to make sure that you share the fact that we have small business plans that can be tailor fit to their specific small business needs. As a matter of fact, we have plans called the Essentials Plus and Pro, as well as a trial defense for business in the event of that business being sued. Get familiar with those plans because this can help solve so many challenges that our business community is dealing with today. We also have home business supplements, which is actually a supplement on top of our family coverage for independent associates like ourselves, independent contractors, entrepreneurs, startup businesses. So not only do we protect their families, but we also protect their business and their business interest. And also, myself and the Small Business Council, plug into us, get connected to the events that we do throughout the week. You can always find our information in the newsletter as well as on the Legal Shield calendar. We do overviews 6 days a week. We do Let's Chat Small Business Zooms every other Wednesday, Let's Chat Small Business Facebook Lives every other Friday, and join us on our social media, Legal Shield Associates Small Business Support page. And also, I'd like to introduce you to our Small Business Council. This team of associates, these leaders, help us spearhead this division. I'd like to thank you for allowing me to have a minute of your time today. And we look forward to talking to you about how to build your business with offering our small business services. Take care.
Hey, Legal Shield, Josh Lockhart here today to talk to you about the Young Pros. What is this Young Pro movement? This is a company-wide North America, US, and Canada movement, right? It doesn't matter where you're at. And number one, hey, we're looking for the young people. Maybe you're 18, you're 27, you're 32. If you're under 40, right, you can be a Young Pro. The second is professional. We're looking to help develop the next generation of leaders within Legal Shield. We have a rich history of amazing men and women. Many of our Platinum World Council Millionaire Club members, they all started in their 20s and they've gone on to, have incredible businesses, incredible lifestyles, and we're looking to pull up the next generation of that. Even more than that, there are four ideals that we are really striving for. If you go to our Instagram page, it's plastered right there. Things like empowering others, personal growth. It's not who you are, it's who you become. Financial independence, not dependence. We want to write our own ticket. And of course, combating injustice. That's the actual foundation of what Legal Shield is built on, is in combating injustice. But even more than that, if you want to check us all out, you can go to one place. That's going to be youngproconnect.com. You can find our Instagram page, our YouTube page. We have a weekly podcast. We've done over a year worth of weekly podcasts, nearly 100,000 views, interviews, trainings, impacting people's life. And listen, I'll tell you, I'm biased, but I would be hard pressed to find any group in all of Legal Shield that's more energetic, more passionate about helping people. And hey, they got some swag to boot. So go on over to youngproconnect.com. It'll get you plugged in, and I'll see you on the next event.
Another way you can stay connected is by plugging into Ladies of Justice. Yeah, this one's probably a little more targeted towards the ladies. If you're a gentleman and you have ladies on your team, though, definitely want to know what's going on in the world of Ladies of Justice. As you can see, there's everything from personal development to training for you and your new associates, as well as presentations for your prospects. There's absolutely amazing leaders in this division, and you will not only grow yourself, but you will grow your business. Be sure that you are plugging into Ladies of Justice because they are really just exploding, and it's a very enriching environment to be a part of. Where are you going to find all the information? LS Engage, of course. You can find all of the resources, calendars, schedule through LS Engage. Don't forget to plug into the Facebook group. It's the most supportive and encouraging Facebook group that I'm personally a part of, and super recommend that you also take advantage of all of the growth and empowerment that is going on in that group as well. In addition to staying connected as an associate, we want to be sure we're doing everything we can to keep our members connected as well. The My Legal Shield window cling and card is a great way to remind your members that they have access to their legal rights, to the justice system that we all deserve. And they also make really great conversation starters. So you can pick those up at the mylegalshieldstore.com. All right, guys, that's all I have for you. I really hope that you have taken to heart all of the different ways and importance of staying connected.
All right. Sorry, honey, didn't mean to cut you off there, right? Last speaker was Miss Rebecca Gonzalez. But hey, guys, guess what? We got a raffle winner here that we're going to announce And the winner is Miss Linda Matthews. Miss Linda Matthews, I'm going to put my phone number here in the chat. If you could please text me your telephone number, and I will get you over what you need to do to claim your free, that's $129 now, guys, free Legal Shield convention ticket. Congratulations, guys. And I think she did one, and then she come back and she said she actually invited two, so it doesn't take a lot to win. You see, but here's the thing. I know for a fact if you take a shot, you got a chance to win, but you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. So if you didn't take the opportunity to invite, you missed out not only on winning a free ticket to the convention, but you're missing out on growing your business. Now's the time. Look, guys, we are having astronomical numbers as far as when it comes to recruiting. Right now, Florida is hot. I mean, we're breaking records. If your business doesn't reflect that growth, you need to take a serious look at what you're doing and just amp it up. If you're not doing anything, just invite one. If you're inviting one, invite a second one. If you invited 5, invite 10. Just push yourself a little harder. That's what it's going to take to break through to that next level. And that's what my next announcement is all about, guys, is breaking through to newer heights. Breaking through to newer heights here. We have an amazing event that I put together for you guys. I called some old friends, called in some favors to put together an exclusive. This is an invitation only. Guys, I don't want anyone to get bent out of shape when we don't allow you to show up. This is an invitation-only event. And the way you get an invitation to this event is by doubling your recruits from February in this month. So if you had 1 recruit last month, you need to have 2 recruits this month. If you had 0 recruits last month, you need at least 1 new recruit this month. If you had 5 recruits last month, you need to have 10 recruits this month. And this is why you want to go out there and get it. With that bundle plan they got right now, it is easier than ever. But look at this training, folks. April 5th at 7:30 p.m. Mr. Cliff Malloy is going to teach you how to take your business to the next level. Now that you've built a team, you went out, you've recruited some individuals, let's really pour some fire on that pour some gasoline on that fire. Mr. Don Thompson, $300,000 ring earner, president of the Equa division, is going to come in. This is a live Zoom, by the way, guys. This is one-on-one live Zoom real-time stuff. It's not a recorded, and it's not going to be recorded, and it's only way you can attend is if you qualify. We got Mr. Darnell South's going to invest some personal time in helping you build your business. $1 million ring earner, platinum world council, Mr. Aaron Browning. Aaron Browning's going to come in and show you guys how to really take these new associates and make the most of them, give them the best chance possible. Mr. Joshua Lockhart is going to come in and teach you how to work with brand new millennials, right? The young pros. And Miss Ariel Simone, right? Bringing in her swag to teach you guys how to really expand your business. So I'm super excited about this panel, guys. And more importantly, what it's going to do for your business. Because look, I know what it's doing for mine, and I'm qualifying for myself. I've already recruited more this month than I recruited last month. And I'm not stopping there, right? Me and Rebecca have a goal of having 10 brand new recruits. We're already at 5. So, you know, if you're not moving, folks, you're missing out. This month is the month to get it. And look, if you notice the timing on this training, it's April 5th, which is between now and our national convention. So if you really want to come out of that convention, guys, at maybe, you know, if you're a manager, maybe you could come out as a director. If you're a director, maybe you could come out as an executive director. If you're, you know, $5,000 away from getting your ring, maybe this is the event that's going to make the difference so you could come out of the convention a ring earner, right? But you have to make the decision. There's a plan in place. Are you going to participate or not? That's on you. So without any further ado, folks, again, you want to write that date down. You want to write your goals, right? You heard Miss Alycia Dukes and Elsie talk about writing your goals down and making them real. Let's get that done, folks. I believe in every single one of you. Okay? So here we go. We have a very special guest speaker that's going to come in and train on our personal development segments, a brand new segment we've added to Super Saturdays, and we have the best in the house for you today. We got Mr. Steve Melia, $600,000 income earner, millionaire club member, author of several inspiring personal development books, Gonna drop a little nugget on you guys on personal development. So without any further ado, over to you, Steve.
Well, thank you, Daniel, and thanks to all of my friends in the state of Florida from Legal Shield. Love you guys. I appreciate you guys. You know, I grew up in Florida, moved there when I was probably 8 years old, and went to high school and went to college at Flagler College. And one of our biggest teams has always been the state of Florida with our Legal Shield business. So appreciate all that you guys do there to support all of us in our business. And I'm in Fort Lauderdale today, but this year in 2021 decided to move to Panama. My fiance Mary Beth and I moved there and absolutely love it. You thought the weather was great in Florida, tried being in Panama. And so we figured with the pandemic, it would be a great place. If we're going to be locked up somewhere, might as well be locked up in a beautiful place, right? So thanks for joining us today at the Super Saturday. I'm just going to spend a few minutes with you today talking about the importance of personal development, personal achievement, spiritual development, however you want to call it. They're really all the same thing. That's being the best that we can be. And so a couple topics that I'm going to cover today. Number one is just being clear about why you're doing the business. You know, I know when I was in my early 20s, I was living with my sister. I was driving up a Geo Metro that I drove. My brother was behind on life financially. He was in his early 40s. I was in my mid 20s, and we just made a deal together that we were going to become wealthy in this business. We were going to figure it out. And we realized that one of the best things to help us along that path was personal development. And, you know, listen, sometimes you don't feel like doing the business, but that's when you have to do the business. And what personal development will help you do is feel better. That's what it's all about. It's about having a great attitude, right? Cultivating a great attitude, cultivating it, meaning that you have to work on it continuously. So number one is defining, you know, what your why is and getting really clear about that. The more other people you tell about it, the more excited that you're going to continue to be to reach for those goals. Second thing I want to talk about is getting mentors and surrounding yourself with other positive, like-minded people. You know, the fact that you're on a Super Saturday today is a great start, but mentors are people that have already done what you're looking to do, people that you respect, people that you look up to, and people that you're willing to follow. In the world of Legal Shield, there's so many great mentors. You know, whether you know them from afar or whether they're personally friends, it doesn't really matter. Is that you're studying with them, you're learning from them, then that is something that you can take advantage of. And it's something that you should definitely take advantage of. And there's no shortage of great mentors here in the world of Legal Shield. Number three is getting your day started right. And I'm not going to go into too much detail, but if you read my book, 30 Ways in 30 Days, and I'm going to give you a special offer here at the end of this to be able to get a copy. So hopefully you get a pen ready. 30 Ways in 30 Days to a Better Life is a book I wrote a couple years ago. And there's just 30 ideas in there. One of the ideas in there is that you got to give yourself a competitive advantage by getting your day started correctly. How many of us can relate to this? You pick up your cell phone, you go to your laptop, you turn on your TV or your radio, or maybe open up a newspaper first thing in the morning. And before you know it, you don't feel like doing anything. Why? Because the outside world has affected you. It's affected your thoughts. And now your thoughts have affected your feelings and emotions. But what if you could get a jump start to every single day by not doing any of that stuff, by making yourself a commitment for at least 30 days to avoid all that, but to do things, and I go through this in my book, but like writing goals down or meditating for a few minutes or visualizing or writing down what you're grateful for. So many great ideas. Exercising, spending time with your loved ones, but again, doing it from the inside out. In other words, you say to the world, here's what I want to bring into being, rather than letting the outside world telling you how things are, and you have to sort of adapt to the outside world. So love that idea of getting your day started right. Another idea that I suggest that you buy into is the Slight Edge. There's a book called The Slight Edge out there. Great book. It was written by one of my mentors, Jeff Olson. And in that book, he talks about doing the little things over and over again that seem to make no difference in the act of doing them, but it's the compounded effect over time that will lead to your success. Now, most people have the lottery mentality, right? Or the quantum leap, is they want to read one book or go to one Super Saturday and everything's going to change for them right away. But the reality is that it's like we're a big piece of clay. get molded over time, a little bit every time. But the good news is if you keep doing the little things over and over again, you will experience that exponential growth. But you'll experience it in the good ways and the not so good ways. Your bad habits will show over time, but your good habits will show over time as well. And so just a few ideas to think about. And what I want you to do though is right now make a commitment to yourself that no matter what, you're going to be at our next convention. Our next convention hopefully is going to be our leadership convention in the fall. As many of you know, our next convention now is our virtual convention in April. Absolutely make a commitment to be in there. But even looking past that and say, where do you want to be in April? Or where do you want to be by the fall when we all get together again, hopefully live in person this time. And so again, it's the books that you read, it's the courses that you listen to, it's the people that you associate with, it's the mentors that you let guide and teach you and that you can learn from. But getting your day started right, all these ideas are only great ideas if you take action with them right now. And there's no better action than what I call SSMA, and that's short-term, speedy, massive action. That's deciding, you know what, I've got a big goal, and rather than me taking forever to do that goal, I'm just going to go at it hard right now. And I challenge you to do that. Maybe your goal is senior director. Maybe it's executive director. Maybe it's the 50 or the $100,000 ring. Maybe it's performance club every month. Whatever it is, you know, crystallize what your why is, and then make a commitment to go for it. So my name is Steve Melia. On behalf of my partners, Mike Melia and Kim Melia, we appreciate you. We wish you all the success that you will allow yourself. And if you'd like to pick up a copy of my book, 30 Ways in 30 Days, you can go to Music, Travel, Fun. Those are three great things, right? musictravelfun.com. And then in the promo code section, just put in 30 ways, 30 ways, WAYS, and it'll give you 20% off everything on that site. But my book's there. I've written a couple books. There's also some great stuff for our Work, Play, Love charity that we run as well. You can pick up there. And so we thank you again. And Daniel, appreciate you so much. We'll throw it back to you.
All right, thank you, Steve. It might have seemed a little bit choppy there. I know he's traveling in a different state there, so appreciate that. But look, a big thing here, folks. We're going to make that the book of the month here in Florida, 30 Ways in 30 Days. And if you look down in the description of this event, I've actually included the link to make it super easy if you wanted to order it or get some copies for your team. Take advantage of that 20% discount. That was very generous of Mr. Melia to do that for you guys. So make sure you take advantage of that. I'll put it back on the screen here so you guys could, in case if you can't see that link at the bottom, I'm going to throw it up here. There it is again, musictravelfun.com. So what I suggest is, look, in Florida, let's make this the book of the month. Get with your teams, your executives, your downline, your upline. Read it together. Let's read this book together, guys. It could really do some big things. I know that Miss Weaver put in there, it's the best book you could ever read. Changed her life. Guys, it changed mine too. Just amazing. So guess what, folks? We're about to give you guys an opportunity to win another national convention ticket. We're going to throw on a training by a good friend of ours, Mr. Shahid, on how he invites individuals to come on to these Zooms, right? So again, we want to blow up that Zoom. We've been doing this the past couple of Saturdays, have been massively successful. So don't miss out. Now's the time to dig down, do all-out massive action right now. Take note of Mr. Shahid's training. He's going to bring it hard for you guys, break it down nice and easy. And then we're going to, again, roll out those scripts so you have different ways of inviting some individuals. So without any further ado, Mr. Shahid on our next activity break.
All right, Legal Shield family, it is time for some IPA. And I'm not talking about a beer. I'm talking about income producing activity. I'm so excited to be able to share some things with you right now to help you promote for the live Zooms that are happening tonight. See, ultimately, our goal is to take people from not knowing to fully understanding what Legal Shield is, not knowing to fully understanding using third-party tools. So the good news is it's not about you. See, again, people don't buy from the depth of your knowledge. They buy from the height of your enthusiasm. So when you're excited people get excited with you. I mean, literally, you can tell somebody, hey, you want to go check out the new ice cream shop? I think there's a new like a sorbet, whatever, down the street. I mean, if you're free, we can go check that out. That'd be pretty cool. And they might not even go eat ice cream. Like, I'm down for ice cream for like whatever, but like if you'd have talked to me like that, I wouldn't be that excited. But if you say, dude, there's a new sorbet shop in town, you're never gonna believe this. They got rolled ice cream, it's off the chain. All I've heard is everybody that's gone there has loved it. We gotta go. I'm down. Like, when are we going? I need to go to this place. Wherever this is, take me there. And so if you're maybe a little timid about picking up the phone and calling these people to invite, I understand. You're like, dude, your energy is a lot. I had to learn over years how to have this type of energy, but I've always been a fun guy. I always loved to have parties, throw parties. You're like, that is not me. Okay, let me share a text script with you then and how you can get more people to look at the information. So I'm going to talk it out to you. I'm going to repeat it, and then I'm hoping that you're going to write fast. So get ready. If you can record this with maybe another phone or something like that because you're on your computer, this would be a great time to press record and get this short nugget for you to use later on. All right, this is a script that I share with the team to send out in text message to invite for a private Zoom call or any Zoom call, honestly. So it says, hey, name of guest. Let's call that Tyler. So your friend's name's Tyler. Hey, Tyler, I've got just a minute. I'm involved in an exciting project with the former VP of Microsoft, Jeff Bell, who launched Halo and Xbox Live. We are working to launch a couple of new smartphone apps, and I wanted you to hear about it. If I invited you to hop on a special invitation-only webinar, would you hop on? Alex, because that's my name. All right, so it sounds like this. Hey, Tyler, I've got just a minute. I'm involved in an exciting project with a former VP of Microsoft, Jeff Bell, who launched Halo and Xbox Live. We are working to launch a couple of new smartphone apps, and I wanted you to hear about it. If I invited you to a special invitation-only webinar, would you hop on? It's so simple, guys. So text that out in a script, and literally, I want you right now to send that to 10 to 20 people. 10 to 20 people, I copy and paste. But for God's sakes, don't send Tyler to everybody. If their name is Susan, type in Susan. If it's Greg, type Greg. Your name can stay the same, but not their name. And please do not group text people. I freaking hate Thanksgiving, Christmas, etc. group text messages. So the number one way to turn people, you're like, I sent it to 50 people and they just cuss me out because you put them in a group text. So just take the time to hit copy and paste and change the name. It may take you 5 minutes to send 20 text messages. And you know what? That's okay. So guys, let's get some activity. Load up these Zooms that are happening tonight and make it happen. All right. Peace.
All right, time to invite. We're taking 5 minutes strong again. How many are you gonna get on a Zoom tonight? Let's blow our business at Florida. Let's go. Let's go, Florida. We got 2 minutes left. Mr. Brian Carruthers' script here is an amazing invitation for someone that maybe you've already spoke to about Legal Shield in the past. So take a quick snapshot of that so you have it in your phone, but send it out. Let's go, guys. 2 minutes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Daniel Gonzalez back. Wow, that was an eventful 5 minutes. Look, I see Mr. Marius Barbu contacted 5 in 5 minutes and just getting started. That's strong words there, right? John Cypress with 3, Audrey Livingston with 3, Miss Weaver 6 text messages, always leading by example. Such a powerhouse here in Florida. So excited, guys. It's going to be an incredible night tonight. But look, it's about to blow up right now, okay? We got our keynote presenter, Mr. Cliff Malloy, is about to come on and bless us with some nuggets. So look, if you've never heard Mr. Malloy train in the past, let me tell you, he's one of the most impactful trainings that Legal Shield has. And we're just so blessed and honored to have him here to share with us today some important nuggets. These aren't just big nuggets, they're important nuggets. And you see me bounce, when you see me bouncing around, I just get excited because I have my team on here, and I'm really hoping that you have your team on here as well. I see Monica on here, 3 people invited, great job. Mr. Hauser, 4 signing up, new associates, nice! Awesome! Congratulations, that's what I'm talking about. So ladies and gents, without any further ado, I'd like to invite in our keynote guest trainer today. This gentleman is a $400,000 income earner, Platinum World Council member, Millionaire Club member, and he's just a cool dude. I mean, he's down to earth. You can see that his only superpower is that he never gives up, right? He never gives up. He's laser focused on his dreams and helping people. And that's what I love about this guy. He's so friendly, always in an amazing mood, but he knows how to do this. And he's going to teach us how to get it done. So without any further ado, I'm going to kick this amazing Super Saturday over to Mr. Cliff Malloy out of the great state of New York.
Good morning and happy Saturday, Super Saturday. Thank you, Florida, for welcoming me into the marketplace. Thank you to the incredible Florida leadership. Rebecca, Daniel Gonzalez, certainly appreciate the invitation to be coming into the state of Florida, where I actually happen to be right now for the winter, doing my snowbird thing. Might turn into more than a snowbird thing because it's just so beautiful down here. I'm honored to have the opportunity to be here for this Super Saturday to just share my story, share some nuggets that I hope will be of benefit to you in helping you grow and build your Legal Shield team, your Legal Shield business, and your Legal Shield empire. You know, I've been involved with this incredible business model now and organization for 22 years. You know, I started Legal Shield when I was in my mid-30s. I've been here for 22 years, and I'm not even 40 years old yet. Don't try to figure out the math. It'll just hurt your brain. Of course, I'm kidding. But the fact is that when I was exposed to this business for the first time, if you don't mind me briefly sharing my story, it was 2 years before I actually joined Legal Shield. I was working 2 jobs. I had a full-time job that didn't pay me enough money. I had 3 young sons that got used to eating on a regular basis. By the way, they still eat a whole lot now, but they're a lot older and they're on their own. But I went out and got a second job to help make ends meet. I don't know where that term came from, make ends meet. We've all heard it, right? But ends never really meet. I mean, if you think about it, if the ends met, it'd be a circle. But the fact is, I was struggling, quite frankly, financially. Every single month, I found myself getting further and further behind in debt. But I just did the best I could because I already had 2 jobs. What else can I do? And I wouldn't allow myself to even think about the possibility of doing something that was not totally legitimate, if you understand what I'm saying. But that's the reality of the situation. Sometimes desperation calls for making bad decisions. Fortunately, that didn't happen for me. However, one day someone at my full-time job stopped me at work and asked me a very important question. This question really changed things for me to a degree because he said, "Cliff, do you keep your options open about making money?" Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a Legal Shield associate or if you've been in this industry for a period of time, you're used to that question because we use it all the time. I'd never heard it before at that point, and it stopped me in my tracks. And I said, "Sure, what's it all about?" And he went on to tell me about Legal Shield. Now, in all transparency, at that time, 24 years ago, when I was first exposed, it was called prepaid legal services. But it really would not have made a difference because Legal Shield, prepaid legal, the key word that I focused in on when he said it was legal. I immediately thought that he was looking for someone that wanted to be a lawyer, a paralegal, or in the legal field. And I got to tell you, I was a little intimidated. As a matter of fact, I was a lot intimidated, quite frankly, because I had never been to college. And of course, you know, you would think college is a necessary step to be a lawyer. Well, not ever having a formal education, I was intimidated. And I just told this guy, "No, it's not for me. I'm not interested." Didn't explain to him that I didn't go to college because I didn't think it was any of his business. I mean, quite frankly, the only reason why I'm sharing it with you all right now is because I make a lot of money. I don't care what you think. Seriously. The fact is, I just told him I'm not interested. And for 2 years, that was my perception until a friend of mine called me who lived in Dallas, Texas at the time. Today, he lives in Colorado, and I was in New York on Long Island. And he said, "Cliff, have you ever heard of prepaid legal?" I said, "Yes, I have. As a matter of fact, I don't think it's for me. I probably wouldn't be interested, but I was curious as to why, you decided to do this." He said, "Cliff," he said, "there's people doing this part-time, some without high school educations making $100,000 a year." Well, ladies and gentlemen, that got my attention. Now, obviously, I heard the $100,000 part, but the part that got my attention that I focused in on is when he said people without high school educations. You see, my friend Patrick, that I had known for 8 years at that point, he didn't know I didn't finish high school even. So not only did I not go to college, I barely made it through high school. So I believed what he was saying because he didn't know that. So I knew he was being sincere. So I started asking questions out of curiosity. I still wasn't interested, but I'm curious as to how is it possible someone can do this business, this legal thing, without a formal education, make that kind of money working from home. So my curiosity led to asking questions like, what is it? How does it work? What would I have to do? And Patrick said something really good. He said, Cliff, there's nothing I can say that's more powerful than what you're going to see. I hope you wrote that down, guys, because that's a nugget right there. Well, he sent me a videotape. Now, today, we just as easily go on the app, go to Prospect by Legal Shield, and in seconds, I can send somebody a video that they can engage with and see the opportunity. Back then, we didn't have that technology. You see, what I'm going to share with you in a little while is that the concept is the same, getting the information in front of people, but the techniques have changed along with technology. So there's a certain speed that we can act with, right? Today that we didn't have back then. But he got the videotape to me. I watched the video. The first time I watched it, I'll honestly tell you, I didn't get it. And I'm glad I didn't end there, because sometimes people say that they watched it, but it's not for them. They might not have watched it fully, or maybe they just didn't get it. Well, I decided to watch it a second time. And the reason why is because I said, you know, I don't know if this is legitimate. I'm going to watch it again and I'm going to find the catch. And this way I can tell my friend Patrick and warn him that this is not something that he should be involved with. While I'm watching it the second time, it started to make sense to me. You know, access to an attorney. It's not hourly. It's a monthly thing. It's a system. It's a service. But what really got my attention, or what really piqued my interest, was that I'm sitting here watching this video in my own home. Nobody's around, and I'm getting excited about the membership. I mean, I want to own the membership. And I realized at that very moment that I don't have to be a salesperson. I don't have to know anything about the law to share this information. I don't have to go to court. I don't have to do anything in traditional business terms, right? I don't have to, you know, buy products and services and store them in my house. I don't have to do a lot of this stuff. All I really need to do is show people this service. And I'm sitting here and I press play to see the service. I can press play to show the service. That's exactly what I did. I got started on a part-time basis. I started showing that videotape to folks. My first week in Legal Shield, just sharing that video, pressing play, if you will, I made over $480. At the end of my first month, I made over $2,000 part-time. By the end of my fourth month, I was making more money part-time with Legal Shield than I was on my full-time job where that first guy exposed me 2 years earlier. And so I left my full-time job. I kept my part-time job because I ain't no fool. What if this don't work out? But 2 months later, it did work out, and I left my part-time job. 6 months into Legal Shield, I went full-time. And my first full year in Legal Shield, I earned almost a six-figure income. Not quite a six-figure income, but close. I was in my 90s. But it didn't matter because I had earned more, almost 3 times more money with Legal Shield than I did with the other 2 jobs. So that was enough for me to realize that this is real, and all I have to do really is just put myself to work. I have to literally employ myself every single day. So what I'm going to share with you all today on this Super Saturday is some nuggets that I've learned, lessons that I've learned, wisdom that I've developed from listening to and working with some of the top people in this industry, and more specifically Legal Shield. There's very little that is original to me except for maybe the way I deliver the information, but the information itself is ages long, and people who've succeeded in this industry have followed this route. Again, concepts remain the same, but techniques change along with technology. So I'm going to share my slides with you guys and share with you exactly what I mean here. So what I'm going to speak to today, Florida, here we go. Everything you need to be successful, you learned by the time you finish 3rd grade. Woo! That's good for me, right? Because you know what I mean? I made it past 3rd grade, right? So just in case any of you didn't make it past 3rd grade, you might have a challenge with this business. But I'm saying if you made it past 3rd grade, that's all you need to be successful in this business. So I'm going to share with you 4 things that every single one of you, every single one of the prospects that you expose to this business, every single new associate and existing associate already knows how to do. And if you apply it to your Legal Shield business, you will be massively successful. So the first thing you learn by the time you finish 3rd grade was show and tell. Show and tell. We all remember show and tell, right? Remember kindergarten, right? You went away for Christmas break or spring break or maybe summer break. You came back and it was show and tell. What did you do? Well, in Legal Shield, we don't have to go out and sell. We just show and tell. We show the plan and we tell the story. We show the legal plan and tell the stories how other folks have used the plan. We show the compensation plan and tell the stories how others have succeeded with the compensation at Legal Shield. So it's really show and tell, not go out and sell. Isn't that powerful, right? Because they say, you know, facts tell, but stories sell, right? So show and tell, ladies and gentlemen, is better than go out and sell. What's the second thing? How to read. See, the second thing you learned by the time you finished third grade was how to read. By third grade, man, you know, the end of third grade, we got that reading thing down pretty good, right? It's just a matter of the frequency and our desire and how often we read, right? Readers are leaders. But as it applies to building your business, it's one thing to know that we should read. That's great. But I'm talking about actively building your Legal Shield business. You want to get good at reading. What do I mean by this? Well, if you spend any time in Legal Shield, and even if you don't, unfortunately, some new associates attempt to try to explain this business to their prospects from their own mouth and what they believe, what they understand. And sometimes it's accurate, sometimes it's not, but it really doesn't matter. You know, I've been in Legal Shield for over 22 years now, and I can do complete presentations without the aid of any tools, videos, or anything. I could do a complete presentation, but I never do. Why? Because if your mouth is moving, you should be reading from some documentation. Everything you do needs to be, the prospect across from you needs to be saying to themselves, I can do that. So if I'm explaining the Legal Shield business from my own mouth, my prospect's probably saying, no, I don't think I can do that. So all you hear though is, no, I'm not interested. But what they're really saying is, no, I don't want to do what you did. I don't want to have to learn all of that. But you know what's easy is if I don't have a flip book right here, but I have this Lead the Change, brochure. I can literally flip and read. I can flip and read and let them see the information, right? Even if I can't read, I can just give it to them and let them read, right? Isn't that powerful? I can just let them read it. Even if I can't read, somebody needs to be able to read to make this happen, right? Or we just gonna have to show a video. So these are skills that we learn by the time we finish third grade. What's the third skill that you need to have down in order to understand conceptually how to build a large Legal Shield business? Simple math. Simple math, right? So what's simple math? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, right? So addition, subtraction. We're not going to go into subtraction today. Subtraction is what happens if you don't write good business. It's called maybe a chargeback or what is it called? Advanced recovery is the newer name for it. You know, it's important to understand these things, but I'm not going to go into it today. If you're brand new in the business and you want to understand what advanced recovery is, reach out to your upline. It's very important to know what it is so that you can basically avoid it. But the fact is that let's focus today on addition and multiplication, because these are two concepts that you really want to understand to grow your Legal Shield team, to grow a business, and to build a big business and a profitable business. The first is addition. You see, you have to constantly be adding to your business. That means that you have to get into personal activity. You have to do the thing. See, if you're pointing to someone else to do the thing, there's always going to be three fingers pointing back at you, because you have to start it. You have to lead by example. So you have to add to your business. So the first thing you're going to be adding is, as you're exposing and sharing this, you might be adding some members to your business, right? So you're adding memberships to your book of business. The second thing you'll be adding as you're exposing people and helping people to get engaged with the tools to share this opportunity is you're adding new associates. You see, if there's no addition happening in your organization by you, you'll never have the opportunity to have the second part of the math, the multiplication, happening. You see, when someone on your team, anywhere on your team, adds a membership or an associate to their business, if it's on your team, your business is growing by multiplication. Isn't that exciting? But it starts with you adding people and then teaching those people how to add their own people. And now your business is growing through multiplication. When you have a large team of associates that are adding memberships and adding associates to their team, your organization is going to grow without your direct involvement. It's going to multiply the size of your business continuously, week after week, month after month, year after year. But you have to be diligent at the beginning when it's just you at the beginning, that you're doing a lot of adding. If you want to grow your business from where it is right now, no matter where your business is, you could be a 5-figure or a 6-figure ring earner. But if you want to become a 500, 600, 800, $1 million ring earner with Legal Shield, you have to go back to adding more people to your business. You personally have to go back to adding more people to grow the profitability, right? Depth and security with this profitability. Absolutely powerful. So simple math. Let me ask you a question. What's 2 times 2? 2 times 2 is 4. It's always been 4. It'll always be 4. I know some of you might have been thinking, well, let me think. It's progressive realization. You know, if I grow my business, and, you know, I was in Detroit, Michigan several years ago, and I was on stage. It was when we had live events. It was 400 people in a room. It was during a Super Saturday, a super regional event. And I said, what's 2 times 2? And someone in the back said, 16. I said, I love your enthusiasm, but no. I said, you're thinking way too advanced. You're thinking, you know, about geometric progression and all this other stuff. No, 2 times 2 is 4. Ladies and gentlemen, the key to success in building a marketing organization is keeping it simple. Everything you do needs to be 2 times 2, not anything fancy. You see, if you do fancy things in your business, if you do things that's a little more complicated to, you know, to soothe your ego, to make this look important, then it's not going to easily be repeated by somebody else. If it's not easily repeated, then your business won't grow through multiplication. It will be hard for people to duplicate or repeat what you did. And, you know, and then you'll just grow. It won't be a big team. You'll find yourself recruiting some people, then your team shrinks again. Recruiting some more people, then your team shrinks again. You can grow by addition because you're forcing that, but it won't grow by multiplication because it's too complicated. Remember to keep it 2 times 2, not this other gobbledygook. You understand what I mean? The next thing that you learned by the time you finished 3rd grade was how to get along with others, right? How to play nice in the sandbox. Remember the sandbox? I mean, some of you older folks, I know we don't really have sandboxes these days too much, right? Too much physical stuff going on, and sand is messy. But the fact is that as children, the greatest part of our going to school was really a social thing. It was really learning how to interact with other children, learning how to get along and play nice with others. Well, that skill that you learned in your early elementary school days is going to serve you well in your success in Legal Shield, because we are in the people business. Yes, don't get it twisted. Legal Shield is in the legal services business and the identity theft restoration business. You, my friend, are in the people business. And it doesn't matter if you're in the network side or if you're in the business solution side, you are in the people business, especially if you want to build a team. Your ability to get along with other people is going to be critical. As a matter of fact, if you want to build a large organization, within your organization is going to be multiple personalities, multiple ideals, multiple backgrounds, and we all basically do things and engage people through the filters of our own experience. There'll be multiple religious experiences, multiple political experiences, sports, hobbies. Everybody will have their own viewpoint of different things. As a team leader, as an organization builder, you're going to have to get along with everybody, even if you don't agree with all of their philosophies on different areas. That's the price you'll pay of understanding the human nature, the interpersonal skills. A book I recommend that everyone reads that wants to build a large organization is by Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People. A phenomenal book, you know, on developing interpersonal skills and be able to get along with other folks. Well, this is it, right? Everything you need to know to be successful in Legal Shield, you learn by the time you finish 3rd grade. And this is so good, getting along with others. I talked about multiple personalities in your organization. That's with different individuals. Sometimes, and in some organizations, I think every organization, Legal Shield, has that one associate that has all of the personalities in one person, right? That Sybil associate. I mean, if you don't remember Sybil, the movie, Google it, check it out, you know, interesting. All right, so it's back in the 70s. Without further ado, I want to talk about recruiting. And I shared everything I shared up to this point to set up the idea that we want to grow and expand our business, right? You can market memberships and make great money marketing memberships. But when you stop marketing memberships, you have some residual income coming in, but it's pretty much, not the greatest opportunity for growth of income. You want to create leveraged income. You want to create passive ongoing income through the efforts of others by helping others become successful. Zig Ziglar said, if you help enough people get what they want, you will get everything you want. And we can do that. These are universal success principles. We can do that in Legal Shield. So I'm going to share with you just a couple of concepts. These are concepts that I used without change for the last 22 years. So what I'm sharing with you is literally training that I was doing and have been doing every single day, week, and month in my own business for 22 years. I want to remind you of something that I said earlier. Concepts and philosophies and principles don't change. Techniques do change. So the techniques have changed with technology, but the fundamentals and the concepts do not change. What you're seeing here is the baseball diamond. We use this as a great analogy for recruiting in this industry. The first thing I want to say to you is that successful recruiting of any individual or to build a team is not going to be done at an event, right? Successful recruiting is not an event, not any one single event. It's usually a series of events over a short period of time. Every time you put someone in front of a series of events, you're gonna widen their aperture, so to speak, right? You're gonna widen their vision, okay? So the first exposure, they may see a little bit. That's interesting. The second exposure, they may see a little bit more. The third exposure, oh, I'm starting to get an idea for the bigger picture. That is the power of doing a series of exposures over a short period of time. But it all starts, honestly, it starts with the goal. The goal of the first exposure is to get them in front of some basic information. You know, Don Thompson, the president of the network division, he recently did a matter of fact, he did a Super Saturday for us last weekend, right? On the 6th in New York. And he basically said, look, there's a difference between doing an exposure and getting an engagement, right? The exposure is putting the information in front of people. Getting them to engage with it, to take a look at it, to see it is a whole different situation. You want to strive to get as many people engaging with the information you share. Well, in order to do that, you want to make that exposure simple. It should be simple. It should be relatively lighthearted. In other words, my analogy towards the first exposure, the very first exposure, is giving someone one potato chip, right? I only want to give them one potato chip. That's the first exposure. And if they like the potato chip, then I'm going to basically, the second exposure will be access to the bag. I will give them the bag of chips. But why would I give somebody the whole bag as the first exposure? They may not like the flavor, and I just wasted a whole bag of chips on this cat, right? So I'm going to give you one potato chip. If you like the flavor, then I'll lead you to the bag. If you don't like it, then I only lost a chip. I didn't waste your time. You didn't waste my time. We keep it moving next, right? Some will, some won't, some do, some don't. Let's keep it moving. So the fact is that my goal is to get someone in front of the first exposure. You'll see right here on this slide, it says third-party tools, and then you'll see some tools that we used several years ago, right? Today, you know, we don't use the flip book as much anymore. That will require you to sit down in front of somebody. And in this age of COVID, and maybe for the next couple of years, it may not be as available for that, but we can definitely get folks on a brief Zoom. We can send out a Prospect by Legal Shield video, brief overview, real simple. I mean, you can get that to their text. They can see it right on their phone, send it to an email. They can see it on their computer. You can invite them to a Zoom, but keep it simple. Make it light, keep it simple, make it easy for them to do. In other words, the best approach is to meet them where they are. Make it as easy as possible for them to engage in the exposure. It's not about what's easy for you. It's about what's easy for them. Oh, I got to do 10 exposures. It needs to be easy for me. No. You do 10 exposures, you do whatever you got to do to make it easy for the 10 people that you're going to expose. Is that powerful? But keep it simple, right? Keep it the simple exposure. Don't customize every exposure for every single person, because then you may not remember what you saw. I like to keep it light. I use one video for everybody, and either they see it or they don't, right? I mean, you know, the video is not going to convince anybody to do Legal Shield anyway. You just want to get them in front of the information and see if they're open-minded. By the way, I just want to say, that when you make your initial list of people to expose, that's not a prospect list. They're not prospects. That's a suspect list. We suspect that they would be interested, but we really don't know until we get them in front of that first exposure. After the first exposure, and depending on if they're interested or not, then we might have a prospect. Because when the first exposure is going to reveal the label on their forehead. Now, you can't see the label until you do the exposure. Then the label will be revealed. And either the label is going to say networker or not worker. Does that make sense? And obviously, if they're interested, now they become a prospect. I invest time, energy, and sometimes money in a prospect, but I won't waste time, energy, and money with someone who will remain a suspect. Okay, so now that we're done with that, the key is the approach. The approach. I learned this approach from Dave Savula. I still use this approach today. To me, it is the most effective, no nonsense, direct, and real approach. It doesn't sound gimmicky. It sounds legitimately real. It sounds sincere. I have something important I want to show you. It'll take a few minutes, and you may or may not be interested. Is that simple? I have something important to show you. It'll only take a few minutes, and you may or may not be interested. Now, you know what I love about those three phrases? I call them the phrases that pays us. What I love about those three phrases is that if people give us a natural objection, and people give objections not because they're not interested, they give objections because people are just naturally negative. I mean, it's just a natural default setting. They're naturally skeptical. They're naturally going to fight you on what you want, right? No, I don't want. I'm not interested. I don't have time. These are natural. These just come on. So don't take it personally. People are just programmed this way, right? So when someone says, oh, I don't have any time, I don't have a few minutes, I say, you know, John, I've known you for 5 years. Now, out of that 5 years, it's not a lot to ask for just a few minutes, is it? Oh, okay, right? I mean, isn't that powerful, right? So I overcome an objection with one of the three phrases. I have something important I want to show you. Well, what is it? That's what I want to show you. Well, tell me all about it. I just said I need to show you. I can't tell you. And then I'll go on and say it's 90% visual. Bam, right? There's nothing I can say that's more powerful than what you're going to see. So that, again, leads to getting the tool in front of them. So you want to pique interest, and then you want to basically create the curiosity. If I go on right now at this point while I'm just basically approaching them and telling them blah about Legal Shield, blah, Legal Shield, blah, Legal Shield, then why should they even watch the video if they think they know what it's about because I said too much? Here's a philosophy. Say less to more people. Say less to more people, and you'll have more success. Is that powerful? You'll have more success with what? You'll have more success with getting the information and having them actually engage. If they think they know what it's about, they won't engage with the information you just exposed them to. All right. So I have something important I want to show you. Only take a few minutes. You may or may not be interested. Well, I don't think I'll be interested. I just said that you may not be interested. You know what? It's probably not for you, but you may know someone who may need access to this. So I want to share it with you because that'll put you in a position to be able to identify someone who may need it. And it's probably not for you, but you may know someone, and I would appreciate the referral. So could you take a look at it just to help me out? Okay. Right? Isn't that powerful? It's sincere. It's real. You don't sound like a salesperson. Listen, if you use scripts and you know, this is the challenge with scripts, right? I'm just going to grab something here, but this is for my insurance. Let's see. So let's see if it's something that, you know, maybe I shouldn't grab that. All right. But so I grab something and read it, right? And it's a script. And I say, hello, Joe, this is Cliff. I was wanting to share this information with you. I just took a look at an opportunity that I'm really excited about. And you're on the phone, but you're reading this script. You don't even sound like yourself. Your friend is like, who the hell are you? And where'd my friend go? Right? Or they're talking to you on the phone and they're holding on to their wallet. It's like, nah, I don't think it's for me, man. You know what I mean? I didn't say anything. Nah, you just sound like you're trying to sell something, right? I mean, people can sense that. So don't, be yourself. Just master a couple of key phrases. And I know people say things like this to me all the time. Cliff, that's not the way I talk. All right. You're going to have to, memorize just the 3 key phrases. I have something important to show you. It'll only take a few minutes. You may or may not be interested. That's not the way I talk. Well, this is not the way you earn either, right? I mean, you learn these phrases and then you can say it the way you want to say it with your own personality, but still say it this way. You see, it's the personality. that sounds different. When you memorize those 3 simple phrases, your personality will come out and you'll sound like yourself. And then you start doing this, you'll start earning like that, right? I mean, so this is absolutely powerful. All right, so I'm going to move on. That's very important though, because that's usually a barrier for the first time, is just understanding the psychology of the first exposure and not saying too much, keeping it light, keeping it simple, getting them in front of the tool. The next step is to basically get them on a 3-way call. Now, this is for people who are prospects, people who show interest. You want to get them on a 3-way call with a third-party person, You don't want to be the one to answer all their questions. If someone is interested from what they saw, they're going to have questions. Trust me, people who have questions are interested. If they're not interested, they're just going to say it's not for me. And that's it. And listen, take them at their word. If they say I'm not interested, don't try to convince them. Oh, well, let me get you on the phone with, one of my partners and they'll convince you to like it. No, if they're not interested, they're not interested. They're a suspect. Keep them on the suspect list. You don't want to scratch them off your list. Keep them on a list, but you follow up at another time. Look, there's only 2 ways to come off my list. That's if you buy or you die, right? You either become a member or an associate or you can't. I mean, I know it sounds morbid, but hey, that's life, right? I mean, this is what it is. I'm going to follow up forever. It may not be with, regular frequency. I may not follow up tomorrow or the next day. It depends on how hard the no was. If someone says, no, it's not for me, I may follow up in a couple of weeks. If someone says, Cliff, this is some BS, don't ever call me with this crap again. I don't even like you. Then I may follow up in 2 months. I mean, but I am going to follow up. I am going to follow up. So the bottom line is, guys, if they say no, just move on for now. And then you'll come back around the corner later. You'll round that corner and come back around another time. But if they say, yes, I'm interested, say, that's a great question. Hold your questions. Let me get you on the phone with one of the experts. They'll answer some of your questions. And if they feel you're ready, they may invite you to an event, but that'll be entirely up to them. Fair enough? Phenomenal. And now you schedule that 3-way call. So the expert is going to basically now, at this point, you get them on the phone with someone else that you scheduled to get them on the phone with. That third-party expert is always by their last name. Mr. or Mrs. Jones or Mr. or Mrs. Franklin, whatever their name is. Don't call, and look, you might know this person really well. Don't call them and say, I'm gonna get you on the phone with my boy Joe. No, that's just the edified Joe, right? Joe, your friend Joe is an expert. So you're gonna get him on the phone with Mr. Joe Jones, or you're gonna get him on the phone with Mr. Jones. I don't even use their first name. It's Mr. Jones. What's their first name? I don't know, Mr. Right? I mean, so it's Mr. Jones. Why? Because now your prospect only knows them as Mr. Jones, and that's how they refer to him, as Mr. Jones. If you show respect for the expert, your prospect will show respect for the expert. And they need to have that respect in order to move your prospect to the next step in the process. Doesn't that just make sense? Absolutely. So third-party edification is everything. And that third-party expert is going to answer a few questions, but most importantly, invite them to the next step in the process. Now, the next step in the process might be just to get started. They might be ready to go right now. Don't wait, delay, get them started. Get them, the app, get them signed up for the membership, have them become an associate, take advantage of any promotions that are available, like the one we have going on right now, this month, but get them involved, and then you can go back and get them all of the information, education. But if they still have questions, if they're still not sure, if they got to get their spouse exposed, this is very important. If they're married or in a serious relationship, they may not be married, they may be just shacked up, whatever. You want to get them, get their spouse involved with that process, right? Otherwise, you're just sending your prospect to get beat up, right? Whether it's a man or woman, they're going to get beat up, right? So the fact is, verbally. So the fact is, you want to basically, as the third-party expert, have the third-party expert lead them to the next step in the process, which might be to invite them to a Zoom to get more information. It might be to invite them onto a training call so that they can see a wider aperture, a bigger picture of what's possible in the business. Invite your spouse on too so that they can see what's going on, or maybe invite the spouse to take a look at another private Zoom or a Zoom presentation. Whatever the case, you want to get that spouse involved or have that person get more information so that they can make an intelligent decision about what they're doing, right? Get them some more emotion so that they can basically make that decision, get into motion. So that is very important. Third party is everything. If you want to have more paydays, you need to be doing more three-ways, right? And the whole goal of the third party call is to move our prospects to the live event, okay? The live event, right? Now, when I say live event, it could be a private Zoom. It could be, now the private Zoom, as far as a live event, is powerful because you'll be able to see and interact by chat, people in the video. You can see people, you'll know it's live. And that gives a whole different feeling than an event that's not live, right? Because emotion is so important in this business. Again, we're in the people business, which means we're human beings. We do engage with other humans, and there's a visceral response to the subconscious lobe. You know what I mean? That basically says, you know, I don't want to get left behind. I see other people doing it. They look excited. They're real. They're in their moment. This is happening right now. People move off of that. Emotion creates motion. So you want to get as much of the sensory, people's senses involved, right? As much as you possibly can. And that is with live events. So live Zoom events, live conference calls, live, get them to something live so that they can interact and see that this thing is really happening. Man, it's really exciting. And quite frankly, that's how you build a business. And at that point, they're going to say yes, no, or maybe. They're going to say yes, they're going to come on board and become an independent associate. Or they can say, no, it's not for me. Well, at that point, if they say no, thank you. If they say no, thank you for taking a look. If at any time you feel like you need access to this service or an opportunity to make a little extra money, or if you know someone who does, please feel free to give me a call. Thank you. That's what I always say. I say thank you to people who say no. I don't say those other two words. You know what I mean? Now, I didn't say it. If you thought those other two words, I didn't say it. Don't say Cliff Malloy. We got video documentation right here that I didn't say those two words, but you know what I mean? I always say thank you. And that's basically how I move forward right there. Now, at that point, I also say, you know, do you mind if I share with you exactly how the membership works? And then I may basically either send them a video, or right there, I may basically get some information in front of them with regard to how the membership works and can work for them, and stories about how other people have used it. At this point, they already said no to me about the business. They may decide to say yes about the membership, right? I got to know from them. They might feel a little bad about that because truly humans don't like saying no. That's why they always say, I need to think about it. I got to think about it. Can I think about it? Because people don't like saying no. But if I can get a no out of you, I love that, because I know that soon after that, I'll probably get a yes. So if you say no to the opportunity and I share the membership, you'll probably say yes to the membership. It's the lesser of the two in their mind, and they'll probably do that. That is phenomenal. And that's exactly how I built my business, by doing that same approach. Now, the biggest challenge is if someone says maybe. If someone says maybe, then it's hard to, you know, what do? I know what to do with a yes, get them started. Know what to do with a no, move them, you know, to that next thing and maybe get a membership. If they say maybe, I got to think about it, then what you want to do is you want to get them on another three-way call, right? Answer some questions possibly. There might be an objection that's not coming out. The third party person will get that out, or invite them to another exposure in the exposure process. Might be a training now, might be more information a little bit further down the road, but that will basically help them to make a decision. Every exposure after that first no is like a strike, right? So the first no was one strike. The second exposure might be a second strike. And after 3 strikes, now this is what I'm going to do. I know what to do with a yes. I know what to do with a no. If you say, I got to think about it 3 times, strike 3, I'm instantly in my mind moving you to the no category, and I'm going for the membership. And then after that, anything else that happens after that is totally fine. But we're going to keep doing this thing. You keep doing it. You do it, you do it, you do it. By doing it, you'll eventually sponsor a new associate. Then you start to teach it, teach it, teach it. And then eventually, by teaching your new associate how to do it, they're going to recruit a new associate. Now you teach your new associate how to teach their new associate to what? Do it, do it, do it, right? You do it, you teach it, you teach others how to teach it, and all the way to success in building a business. I hope that helped. Family, Florida, let's make it happen. God bless you all. Thank you so much for allowing me to share with you for these last several minutes. Hope I didn't go too far over, but I'm just amped up about our opportunity with Legal Shield. Let's go make it happen. God bless you. Have a great weekend. Let's take it to the next level.
So fantastic to have you on, Mr. Malloy. Thank you so much for being with us today. Just an amazing trainer. You guys got some amazing nuggets there, and we got some more information to come at you. Look, we're almost done here, but I need you to bear with me because we have another winner that I'm going to disclose on this raffle in just a little bit. Guys, don't forget that we have incredible resources for you here in Florida, right? Number one, every Monday night, this is like our state call. Every Monday night, we have a statewide broadcast that you need to tap into to find out what's happening in Florida. Where are we at? What are the standings? What's the news here in the state, right? We're gonna give you interviews with the top leaders all across the company nationwide, and we're even gonna help you understand not just what the incentives are, but how to implement the incentives to help you grow your business. The breakdown is so much more important of what it can actually do for your business and how to put it into play, not just how to qualify. Also, every region has a regional weekly opportunity meeting. Look, Mr. Malloy said it 2 seconds ago. Folks, which by the way, I got a notebook full of notes. I couldn't stop writing. It was so awesome. Man, I'm just so jacked up like Mr. Malloy. But he mentioned it, right? You know, the power of association, having the feeling that you're participating, the fear of loss when you see the other people doing it. Look, that's what this is for. Every region here in Florida has a regional opportunity meeting every week. Mr. Jeffrey Lewis heads up the one in South Florida, every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. And then Mr. David Hauser has one every Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Guys, these are professional presentations, but look, you want to tap into them because it's going to help you build, friendships in your area. So when we get back to seeing each other, you know some people. It's not a room of strangers. You've been cultivating relationships. And that's what we love about Legal Shield, is being able to partake. Another big thing here, folks, I want to make sure everyone subscribes to our Facebook channel. And this is one big new thing that I want to do here. Look, let's have some fun here. Make sure you join our Facebook page. And what I want everyone to do, and I know not everyone's going to do it, but the passionate people are, the people that are truly on a mission. I want you to do a quick little 2-minute testimonial, if you would. Just a 2-minute testimonial, post it on our Florida Facebook page on some of the nuggets that you got today on this Super Saturday. What impacted you? What did you learn from Mr. Steve Melia, Mr. Cliff Malloy, right? From Alycia Dukes, or maybe Elsie Mendez or Jeffrey Lewis. What impacted you? What nuggets did you get from being here today? Let Florida know, because your story matters. And we're actually going to highlight some of these on our statewide broadcast, right? I just want to celebrate Florida as much as I can, and I want to celebrate you for participating. Now look, now's the time to get busy. Why? Just a reminder, because I know we've gone over a lot of information. You need to write this date down. Guys, I mean, this is going to be an amazing event, right? You need to write your goals down. And your goal for this month should be to double recruiting so you can get to this invite only. You're going to have a seat at the table with Darnell, with Cliff Malloy, Aaron Browning, Don Thompson, Josh Lockhart, Ariel Simone. Talk about associations, right? You're the average of the 5 people you hang out with the most. Guys, if you added up these numbers, there's actually 6 of them here. Anywhere from $50,000 a year to $1 million a year. You do the math. Those are people I want to hang around. You know what I'm saying? But again, this is a Florida event, and it is an invitation-only event. And the way you qualify to get that invitation is by doubling your recruits. You got to double the recruits you had last month, and you'll get that invitation. And you'll be celebrated in several other ways as well. So make sure you're working for that. Another save the date here is that Save Saturday, right? Save Saturday, next Saturday, March 20th, from 1 o'clock to 2:30. We're going to provide you with tools, do live calls. We're going to help you save money. This is IPA, income producing activity, right? A member that stays is a member that pays, right? So we want to make sure that's going to be at FloridaLSZoom.com. Look, check your emails. I'll send out some text messages just to remind everyone about that Zoom event. So without any further ado, we have a raffle winner. And let me see what the name that was drawn. Mr. John Young. Mr. John Young. I was excited to see his name getting drawn out of the hat for doing that activity, inviting individuals. You just won yourself a free convention ticket, $129 value today. to get to the national convention. Shoot me a text message. If you scroll up, my phone number's there. Shoot me a text message so I can get you the information so you could register for your free ticket there. So congratulations there, folks. And again, here as we wrap up today, just make sure you subscribe below. Guys, look, two things, right? Two things. The link for Steve Melia's discount to get his books is down below. If you scroll down in the description of this event, there's a link. You can just click on the link. There's also a link to our Facebook page. If you haven't joined it or maybe you can't find it, click on the link. It'll take you right to Facebook. But look, do me a favor. If you enjoyed the Super Saturday, click on the thumbs up. Click on the thumbs up, okay? And also make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can get notifications. Turn the alarms on. There's a button that you could push to turn an alarm on. So anytime we post a training or an event, you get reminded of it, right? You don't want to miss out, especially in Florida. We pour into this state, all the leadership here. We're always posting things. So folks, I just want to say in closing here, it's an amazing time right now. It is an amazing time. Florida's leading the charge like we always have. You know that we are a powerhouse when it comes to this company. And I totally appreciate and am humbled by being your vice president. But we got to turn it up. If your business isn't exploding right now, I don't want you to miss out. Shake your head. Take a look around. Look at the incentive that's under this bundle. Could be a game changer for your business. So get out there, start talking to some people, start, reaching out to the people that said, hey, the money, I didn't have the money to get. Look, we're helping with the money now. It's only $99, and that includes, the membership and a reduced associate cost to get in. I mean, it's never been easier, right? So if you haven't had the success that you're seeing around you, I don't want you to miss out because your family. Get excited, get plugged in, and get on fire for Legal Shield, folks. I want to see everyone at that training with Mr. Darnell, Don Thompson, Eric. Guys, it's going to be amazing, folks. So with that, I just want to say God bless you all. I love you all. I want to see you all have massive success in your businesses. Thanks for taking the time to be here. Look, if you didn't see your team on here, send them the link and say, hey, look, you got to get on this training. You don't want to miss what you missed, right? So have a great day. Go out there, invite like crazy to those 2 Zooms tonight and make a difference in your financial future, guys. God bless. Take care.